let's kick it off. Welcome everyone to the shit show. All that good stuff. Definitely didn't just make a map. Now that I forgot about, so that's great. Okay, tavern. I don't know why we're in the tavern. Why are we in the tavern again?
This is just like
I think it's because
where we ended up.
I don't think we were at the tavern.
Yeah, well, of course not.
Well,
We're on the
some of
map.
us went to the tavern and then.
We're in Eleonora. Haha. So where were we? Anyone want to do the recap?
Let's see.
Whoever took notes really took the hell out of them.
I can do the recap this time.
Some notes in there.
If I
Was it me? Did I do it?
It was Henry.
If I can turn down these fucking cows for some reason, my mixer is just like my Chrome is like so far ahead of everything else. Jesus Christ.
So I just max everything. Call it a day. Don't hear anything.
Just blow out your ears.
Yeah, for reference, my Chrome is like 3 times louder than my Discord for some reason.
Nice.
So I was just hearing cows over everyone. But
Those are insane. What the hell? Look at all those tabs.
Yeah.
That's what the
It's
gamers
all the
use.
books. Okay.
Most of them.
You want to talk about a computer with open tabs? Let me tell you, there is someone in this Discord call who had an impossible amount of tabs open on their computer.
I mean, Grant just doesn't ever turn off his computer or close down tabs.
Or closes tabs.
Just 2 people.
Neither do
Okay, it wasn't an impossible amount. It was 21.
That's 20 more than you should have.
Hey, I turned
you're
up
not at
Discord
home.
loud enough to where I can hear Grant.
Most of those tabs.
Guys.
Most of those were because I was
important.
leveling up in 2 different characters, so I had like
I have
8
something important to say too.
What is it, Emma?
So Amazon lost my package, and so I got a refund, and then it showed up today, so I got
What?
a free package from Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easy.
Take Jeff for everything he's got.
Admitted it live.
Yeah, my best friend Jeff, he said we could keep it.
Jeff.
Yeah, I suppose you guys could have it. I don't know.
What's the package?
It's not my
Space
fault.
race.
Okay.
Space race.
Not even.
You what?
Worker exploitation.
Sod.
Oh my god. It's getting real.
All right.
Tuesday.
Okay.
We hates it.
So, special announcement at the beginning. Henrich did write these notes. They are pretty exemplary. I would like to give credit where credit is due. We started off watching Atlas do some tricks and stuff. He is a copper-skinned, red-robed, silver-wanded elf, I believe, who works at the Chrysalis of Crystal. Is that actually the name?
Yep.
Chrysalis of Crystal. That's not creative. I mean, for like a school name, like it's not calling you. I'm calling out the principal. Anyway.
Yep.
It's a wizard college.
Yeah, at POI 13.
Yeah, at POI 13. That is in the notes too. I just didn't mention it. Basically, we talked to him. He kind of came over, interacted with us a little bit. No one was really impressed, and so he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna walk over this way." Even though we're an odd-looking group, I believe. As Henrich says, he showboats and summons a phoenix. But then, oh, okay, these notes might be a little too immaculate because there's just a lot of commentary.
This is why you're supposed to recap, not read the notes.
But they're just so good. Then we start heading into the city. We talk about exactly what we want to do, Atticus, or like where we want to set up our home base, as it were. We talk about Atticus' house for a little bit, decide that that's probably a really bad idea, considering we reported his cousin's death to the guards in Church Hall. So we ended up staying at Zoot's extremely dusty house. After that, we kind of split up and did our own activities at the night. Renard did talk shit about Vesper as a performer. Apparently that did happen. We split up, I believe, after getting like a big overview of the city. I believe Go went to one of the Eastern District and started scamming people with his tarot cards, while Vesper and I believe everyone else but Zoot went over to do a performance in the main district to try to make some money. Eventually, everyone came back. Zoot stayed to clean the house up a little bit. Let's see.
Brainerd got really drunk.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what he did. He got wasted. Came back at 3 a.m.
Vesper's apparently pretty good on a violin, you know.
Vesper serenaded Renard with a violin, apparently.
Atticus was slightly uncomfortable in his sleep because it was good violin play though.
And then Go comes back super late, without incident. Celine then makes an appearance.
That's not her name.
Celine.
Sinel.
Sinel Dion.
Sinel Dion.
Is that her last name? Why don't we have the same last name?
They have
That's
a
weird.
nice talk about stuff that we don't know about because they left us. And then we headed over to visit Zoot's sister at the Yeeper workshop. We head over to the after visiting with Zoot's sister and getting like a magic item that lights up, which is very convenient for our group of non-dark visioners. We head over to the Luna Library that is in Alanora, and order a staggering amount of books, aka
26.
homework for Alex.
We got
I can read them all off if you want.
18 done.
No.
I think we're good.
And I think we ended up just leaving the library, and that was our the last portion of the session.
I got 19 done.
After that, 19 done. Ooh.
I have 6 more.
Not all of them, huh?
No, I got to Sunday and I was like, you know, I probably should actually start prepping this session. It's not just the books. So that's where we're at. Yeah, it's like 11-ish. You guys recently left the library, like you said. And
I believe our current plan of action was to visit or like go to the cousin's house when it gets a little later.
Yeah. Yep.
And try to investigate to see if she has any information on the yokai.
Yes, indeed. So you guys have the day to do whatever you would like until you get to the point in time where you feel like you want to go over to Cassia's estate or house or whatever. So what are you guys doing during the day besides hearing a lot of cows?
I take like 2 steps out of the library and then turn around and go back into the library.
Yep.
Oh my
God, betrayal.
I already got the request. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then leave
With another book.
with another book.
Yep. And I will also mention that I did say like you get a book, you know, every time, but some of them are going to be like pamphlets, some of them are going to be journals or whatever. But you guys get a piece of information.
You get literature.
I don't get a whole chapter book. Come on.
Some of them maybe. Okay, to be fair,
novel.
What's my sequel called?
The sequel is called I wrote it down. It's called Hooves and horns. That's what it is.
I was
Oh no. Is that
I was
the
theory
Kama
crafting.
Sutra?
No. That's the sequel to
Oh, okay.
The Touch of a Satyr. Which
Oh,
those two
yeah.
are chapter books.
I told you it'd be hooves something. we were theory crafting.
Oh boy.
Saturday.
It was gonna be horned no more, but I didn't want to make a narrative decision for Danielle, so I took that one back. But yeah. Anyway.
Wait, Danielle's writing it? Oh no.
Well, she's not writing it, but I mean, she came up
I'm
with the name.
definitely
So.
about to have Prospero read aloud a part to me, so.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to Zoot's, or what's up? What are you guys doing?
I think so.
Okay.
We're all
Yeah.
laughing at.
It seems. Makes
We're
sense.
all just gonna go
Operating
chill
sesh.
at Zoot's. I'm gonna go do more performing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I would go give more readings.
Also sounds good. Go ahead and make a performance on both ends. You guys can.
Natural 20
Oh boy.
for a 28.
Jesus.
Wanted to flex your modifier.
That's a
there
high
for second.
number.
Now, I'm not really.
I'm proficient in performance.
I'm not really performing. I'm more kind of lying to people.
Yeah, you can do deception if you want. I mean, it's like a performative lie.
Oh my. Still charisma.
Also a good number.
I'm just gonna lie to people.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
Gozak, you can tack on. I rolled 12, and Vesper, you can tack on 18 gold
Yes.
for your lies and deception and
Dancing.
Sexiness.
and yeah, body. No, I'm just,
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
There's
So you
the
guys go do that.
Lies,
Lies.
deception, and dancing.
And dance.
I think Zoot will head back to, assuming we make it back to Zoot's house.
Yeah. You guys are gonna make it back.
Zoot would start creating, maybe casting the new parts for his cinnamon drink maker.
Oh god.
Okay, so you work in your workshop. Go ahead and make a check with your tools. I guess what kind of tools do you have? Because I don't know which ones this would be. I guess it would be like kinda. I don't know.
Do you want to say, what do you think, Tinker or Smith?
I feel like it would be Smith's tools.
Okay. It's okay. Can I get Jeff to assist me?
Yeah, of course. Jeff's whole life existence.
I mean, that's like his whole job, so I assumed it would be a yes. I just
It's all
wanted to
it's all
have-
he's here for. Okay, all right. So you start doing that, molding some pieces and such. Sounds good. Easy peasy. Anybody else?
I'm gonna read.
Addy. Which book?
Yokai first.
Whoa. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. Anybody else?
Nope.
1 sec. 1 second.
Okay, let's just give you the old
What?
information.
I'm good.
How long can I make these messages?
Oh boy.
Have
Send it
fun,
over to Discord
have
or-
fun actually reading, Benjamin.
So, like I said, it's a reading session.
It's reading sesh.
It's RP.
I'm RPing, learning.
Reading.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh, that's just the start. Don't you worry.
Oh. I
Yep.
closed my eyes for 1 second and another.
Just wait. It's almost done.
Oh no.
Okay, that's it. That's all.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's
Just 4 messages. Yeah, it's fine.
okay.
Okay.
Alright, you guys.
Prospero and Reynard.
I know we're Eleonora's not the most traditionally scenic place, but are there parks?
Yeah. There's an area to find kind of parks and recreational space. That would be
Can I
the medial sectari, I believe it is.
Go there with my books.
Alrighty, which book are you reading?
I think we all know.
Okay. Sounds good. So you start reading. Raynard.
I'm gonna just read also, but I'm gonna go find like maybe a coffee shop type place to read in.
Sure. Sounds good. I don't know why I just sent that to you. Is that what you're reading? The Invisible
told you the order before.
Assassins.
I
Yeah.
told you the order before. So,
Okay.
I believe that was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll get that read.
Look at all those fucking books. 9.
Yeah, he got a lot of them.
I'm just remembering all
I
this.
got about half of them ready for him.
Yeah, some people call it bullying.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9, 10 for him. Or no, out of 9. Yeah.
Nice.
Just drop his piece of paper somewhere. Goodbye, Mr. Paper. Okay, so you guys are doing that. Anything you want to do as you kind of get more towards the evening time, having spent some time on your various activities?
Can I take a stroll through the Sectari district?
Yes.
Sort of take the long way back to Zoot's?
Sure. I'm assuming you're performing on the upper.
Yeah, wherever we came
Yeah.
in at, that's the
Upper Primal.
Primal. Yeah.
Where the people are at, where it's hopping.
Specifically, I think it's the medial level.
You're looking for the
housing district.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking for where the Pontiffs are, I'm guessing.
Correct.
Sounds good.
Go's also going to be heading to the Siktari district.
Okay.
The Beagle, the middle level, but he's not really looking for anyone. He's just kind of wandering.
Sounds good. You guys would see like several Pontiff members just walking around doing their daily thing.
Do we know they're Pontiff
Is there like
members?
any way to
Well,
distinguish them?
You see Voidborn Asini. And I mean, not really, but
Robes, maybe.
yeah, some of them, but it's mostly just kind of deduction.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not like. So some of them probably sound a little bit like Atticus, very loud and excitable.
And has like 5 billion names.
Yeah.
I just want to be like observant right now.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Check.
Doing all the things that I can do as I observe.
All the things that you can do. So.
Yeah.
So sneaky.
This is 20.
20? Okay. Sounds good. You are going about things. Jay chillin'. Yeah, I know. I got it. I just thought it was funny the way you said it. It was just like the things that I can do.
The things I can do.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. So anybody else got anything to do towards the kind of end of the day? I mean, for the most part, I guess Atticus and Raynard, you guys are probably, I mean, based on how much you want to do, can potentially spend like most of the time reading, just because it's a lot to shift through. And I obviously
Atticus definitely reads through like multiple times just to make sure he got everything.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I wouldn't read through it multiple times, but I would try to get through as many of them as possible, so as soon as possible, so I keep reading also.
Okay, let me double check, because I know you said you were going to go one to the other, so let me look at the second one, see which one it was. Ah, yes, that one. Let me send you that one as well. I don't know how many letters I can fit on here. I wish I knew better without like typing it in and then it just saying it's too much. Fuck!
Usually do like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, it's just paragraph size is the thing. Sometimes they're
know.
different
I
and
know.
weird. Bam, 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 bam. And there you go. Have fun reading all session.
You didn't send me any info.
Oh yeah,
We're touched by a satyr.
that's because that you get yep.
Oh. No.
That's a nope. That's a nope for me.
Prospero is like sitting on a bench, blushing, trying to cover the cover of the book with his massive hand.
I don't know how to spell apparently. I just tried to spell ordinary like ordinary.
Orthenary.
Parthen not Nax.
Forgot Mom was coming to watch me perform, wasn't she?
Oop. Wrong button.
Big oop.
Ignore that.
I mean, technically that's probably part of the process.
That's true.
Could be.
I mean,
you,
that's how it's gonna
you could
be
also
heating
just
up for
do
now.
it non-magically too, but either way.
Oh, that's what I was looking for. I didn't think I had.
Yeah. Okay. So the day goes on. You guys eventually probably meet back up for like a late dinner. We'll say, back in Zoot's house. What do you guys want to do? Fuck. Get out of here.
Well, guys, I had to. Well, actually, how far did I get, Alex? I was about to say I have an announcement, but
I mean, it's only like a handful of hours, so it's not gonna be too terribly much. I mean, I'll say you have like early models, pretty much.
early models. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Excuse me.
7 hours is not gonna give you a functioning
Sure.
final piece.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't. I still don't have access to the water.
What? Yeah. Besides that.
Okay. Well, I went out and got some finger sandwiches. If anyone wants them,
And
Atticus will
Prospero
take
take 5. Never mind.
5. Okay, I was gonna say 2 or 3, but whew, he's a big
How
lad.
many are there?
plenty.
Okay, I'll take 5. Zoot, how is your progress coming along?
It's good. Still in the early stages, but I think a couple more days of work time, and we should have a functioning model of my cinnamon drink maker.
Oh, I can't wait. I've never had cinnamon drink.
Bill orders it all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Have you never tried it?
No.
yeah.
You
Well,
guys are drinking my drinks?
I was avoiding dairy for a while.
Well, I mean, I'm ordering the
Wait,
same
dairy
drink.
and cinnamon aren't the same. What?
I assume there's milk in it, no?
I think it's like tea with cinnamon is kind of what he was intending. Like instead of tea leaves, it's like cinnamon.
Cinnamon leaves.
Well,
Yeah,
When
no,
I-
the cinnamon, you end up with like a chai latte.
when I give up my cinnamon drink virginity, I want it to be Zoot who takes it.
Oh man,
Oh.
Prospero. Have you been reading that book today?
Oh.
What? No!
Prospero has some new vocabulary.
What? That's not something that people say?
Not usually, no.
Not to me.
Oh, I've only just seen it.
Perhaps you should ask Vespa's mother. And mention the birds and the bees as well while you're at it.
What do they have to do with anything?
Oh, you'll learn. You'll learn.
Well, anyway, the cinnamon drink maker isn't ready yet, but I do have milk.
That's
goes
alright.
At least
goes
he has
out,
milk.
goes out back and pulls out like a half-empty carton.
Is that the milk that was here when you came back?
Zoot throws it out. No, it's a different one.
We checked the ice box last night. It wasn't in there.
You guys had all day. No one got groceries.
Shit.
Zoot apparently got finger sandwiches.
They were probably dropped off by my sister.
I mean, that was like, yeah, it was probably something like that, or like he just saw them as he was walking home. He's like, oh, that sounds really good. Just bought a shit ton because he's, adventurer, so he's fucking rich now.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yo, how's the card reading coming?
I think I'm getting better at it. I haven't read the book, so I still have no idea what I'm doing. But I think I'm getting better.
Oh, well.
You want to do a reading for me?
Sure, why not?
Or do you want to wait till you've read the book?
We should probably wait till I've read the book.
Alright, we can wait. We'll wait.
Well,
It might be more authentic that way.
Alright.
maybe we should discuss exactly what the plan of attack for going to this house is before we head over there.
Zoot, you're all business and no pleasure.
I literally just brought finger sandwiches and talked about my cinnamon drink maker. I wouldn't say that's all business.
But you didn't ask about Atticus or Prospero. You went from your cinnamon drink maker to business.
Atticus, how's your new house?
I haven't been.
What kind of entrances are we looking at here?
Oh,
What kind
a
of
door.
street exits?
Dude, I might be dumb, but I'm not completely daft.
A door.
Tuesday.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Based on my prep, we're not getting anything done anyway.
Oh boy.
We can all just sit here and read if you'd rather.
It's a reading session. Yeah, no. No, we're
gonna spend a week.
I think we should go to the teleporting circle in town and head over to Anel.
Absolutely. I know what that place looks like.
I've heard Duvet is very nice this time of year.
Vita is lovely at any time of year.
One cave to another.
I love that city.
Yeah. And I've heard great things about the ice throne above it.
I hate to say it, but there is not a teleporter there.
Well, good thing we can walk on water.
Crazy enough. It's approximately 0 humanoids living there.
Write that in notes.
Yeah.
I said
please got
approximately.
information, people.
I could be rounding to the nearest 1,000.
Could be -1. The one person that went there and then died.
If someone goes there and freezes to death and is still there, but they're dead, does that count as a negative person? Because in that case, then it's definitely below 0.
Well, yeah, it's the ice throne. It's below 0 because the water's frozen.
I leave now.
In Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Yeah, that's only if it's Celsius.
bad.
You guys? Water freezes at 32 degrees. If it's below 0, the water is by definition frozen.
No, I know. We're saying if it doesn't it doesn't
out.
have to be below 0 to be frozen though.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway.
It's definitely pretty cold.
I'm gonna say that went right over my head because I'm still off.
It really wasn't. There wasn't much to get there. It's okay.
I'm gonna read.
Were you gonna read?
Yes, you look like you have a pretty interesting book there. Got your nose stuck down in it.
continued reading.
It's his eyes. He can't see very far. He has to be very close to his page.
You what? No, it's just very, very interesting. This book even mentions my family.
Oh,
Well, it's a very large family, isn't it?
I suppose, but just hearing it from someone else's telling is very interesting.
Which one of those books did you end up reading?
The Yokai book.
Oh. I mean,
Anything to report?
yeah, anything interesting?
Well, if you would stop chit-chatting, I could finish it. sorry, I'm very, very stuck in it. I don't mean to be rude.
I mean, I can go back to the workshop if you want. I mean, we'll just go a different night.
Wait, where are we right now?
We're in my living
Dinner
room.
table.
Oh, I thought. Oh,
One
the
door
workshop's
away
like
from the workshop.
Yeah, it's like through the door over there.
Well, Renard, how was your walk back? That's right, Grant. We're picking on you now.
And it's going well. He's choking to death. Excellent.
Surprised him. Got him.
Got him.
Yeah, until I was about to start talking, I realized how dry my mouth was, and like the chips were just way softer than I thought. Oh, what do you mean? I was at the cafe across the street, just reading.
Oh yeah, nice. It's one of my favorites. What'd you get over there?
I was reading. I wasn't.
You didn't order anything. You were just reading like a dick.
don't you have to order something when you frequent an establishment?
Hopefully not. I didn't.
Well, generally it's
Awfully rude.
yeah. Generally, it's good practice to buy at least a drink of the cinnamon variety on the way out. You know?
Or a croissant?
Or croissant.
They just have tables sitting
Or a
outside.
croissant.
But it was just so you could sit out there and read.
Yeah, well, that's where you're wrong, but no harm, no foul.
You see, Zoot, actually, in the Pontiff culture, we find it rude if you order something if you are just there to read. So in this case, Reynard is actually perfectly fine as he is.
Well,
we do a
So
lot
are you
of
telling me-
researches in cafes.
Are the pontiffs cheap? Is that what you're saying?
No. Why would you say that?
well,
It's
because this
culture.
is
Are you trying to appropriate me?
well, I mean, this isn't even a Pontiff establishment.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying if we're talking about the culture of the restaurant in regards to whether it's rude or not. It is not a Pontiff establishment, therefore it is rude. But I will be sure to stiff the next Pontiff that I see at a store, because that's kind of funny.
Funny? I mean...
Speaking of stiff, I need to get back to reading my book. I'll just...
Speaking of stiff... Oh my god.
Yeah, Prospero, we didn't need to hear that.
Wait, no, I want to hear.
What do you mean? Didn't you know that sages are some of the most
I'm gonna start very
virile...
loudly playing the hand pan while she starts talking. Right there.
It's,
Oh dear.
It's a fascinating book about the mythology of satyrs and nymphs. So most instructive. Yes.
Ooh, instructive.
Yes. For example, did you
Instructive.
know-
That's the one that Vesper got. She got the instructive book.
Did you know that satyrs have some of the largest genitalia of mammals? Did you know that?
Are satyrs considered mammals?
I'm learning
I
so
mean,
much.
they're like fake creatures, so I don't really know how that works. I don't know if that overrules being a mammal or if it's the same or I don't fucking know.
I want insight check on the size.
Absolutely
if it's actually the
correct.
largest.
I'm sticking to the guns.
Would you say that satyrs give birth to living young? I think
Uh,
that's the only thing that would disqualify
I
them
mean,
from being a
yeah,
mammal.
probably.
Satyrs lay eggs.
No.
Grant, I would say at least in comparison to their body size, we'll say. So proportionally, sure. But they don't just have
Gotcha.
schlongs larger than giants, because that doesn't make any sense.
I'm glad we got
Well,
that
then I guess it was a hyperbole in this case.
up.
So Alex, just for clarification, they don't have schlongs larger than giants, but they still have giant schlongs.
Yes, that is
Jesus
completely accurate to the information at hand.
Just making sure for the VOD.
It's pertinent.
Yeah, put it online.
I just skipped that part. You know, this is called world building, what we're doing here.
We
So
Well, I
we'll
guess
just
how
end
you
the
do it-
session there then.
What was that, Zoot?
How you doing on the book? You got the information we're asking for. We're gonna learn more about Sata penises.
Oh, I don't know about that, but the author of this book seems to claim that the yokai do not exist, and that they are the symbolic scapegoat of things that people do not understand. Just very quite interesting.
Do I have any theories on what the different creatures who might be attributed to them do?
Well, he wrote that the fair folk cannot live with the fact that there's something within reach that they do not understand. And so they can simply be fair folk that are, using magic to be invisible.
That doesn't seem quite right.
Well, why not? The bloodless wounds, I suppose.
Yeah, and fair folk know everything. Sue kind of says from the back,
What am I thinking right now, Zoot?
thinking that, haha, better can't guess what I'm thinking.
Well, you also didn't know the fact about Sata genitalia, so clearly you don't know everything.
Well, no, I didn't know if they were mammals or not. I mean like the collective fair folk, not just specifically me. I know many a thing, but
So you are a hive mind.
Genetically, yes.
Zoo kind of like looks at him and squints. Goes, can I talk to you in the garage for a second?
Oh God.
Pulls out the wrench.
Yeah, we got some conversation to have. The cinnamon drink maker's ready.
Or, I have the saying. It's, Alan no Searchall that I have to go to. Just right now.
Yeah, okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
So people are reading books. We're supposed to be breaking into a house. Checks pocket sundial.
It's about 8 p.m.
It's a sundial.
Yeah, how does that
Yeah,
work?
it's crazy how it works. It's great, crazy stuff.
It's got a little sun above it, tiny little thing.
So it's going to shift a little bit to the right, so it says 4 p.m. Well, it looks like we have plenty of time to prepare for it.
Well, yeah, well, do we want to discuss exactly how we're going to go about this?
Is walking up to the door and opening it not an option?
Well, I mean, I thought we decided not to do that before because it might be watched.
Well, why not send one or two individuals disguised?
Okay, that is part of the discussion, like who goes and who takes watch. Anyone got some particularly sticky fingers?
No, I wash my hat.
Yes, I can't say that I do.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
On a scale of 1 to 8, I'm about a 7.
Okay.
Wait, why is it 1 to 8? What am I missing here?
Yeah, I mean,
Because that's the max proficiency you can have right now.
Oh yeah, without expertise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big brain.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. I guess we have a key, so maybe we don't need to like specifically pull up the tools now that I think about it. But maybe some people that I think the sneakier the better, though. I think is probably a good idea. Anyone feel comfortable like keeping a lookout?
I can keep a lookout, or even, keep people in the area distracted. Put on a show or something.
Yeah, that's good. I think that I'm generally pretty good at searching areas and kind of looking through everything. I think I might be helpful to be on the inside. I guess we could just go in as a group if we want to do that, and then have Renard on the outside with one of our ascendant stones. Does anyone else want to stay outside and keep a watch in like a separate direction?
Well, I'm bound to draw attention wherever I go, so I don't know if I should stay outside.
I can stay outside with Reynard.
Yeah, I think that 2 performers on the street corner might make sense. More sense than
You don't work
Kiamadia.
An awkward Kiamadia.
Yeah, we don't see many your folk around here, Prospero.
You don't see many of any of our folk around here,
Yeah,
Zoot,
that's a
except
good.
for you.
And me.
Yeah, and him.
Yeah.
But I would
Yeah.
say Kiamadia is by far the rarest folk that you'd see around here. Maybe.
Wait, Reynard's a human, isn't
Reynard's a
he?
human.
See more goblins in Kimadir.
Say again.
Do you guys see more goblins than Kimadir?
Wait, I wasn't going to mention it, but
You mentioned everyone else's race but his.
well, I didn't. It just wasn't worth it. But yeah, I would say we do see more goblins than Kiamadia, strictly because Kiamadia just don't really travel. Whereas goblins, unusual, yes, but seen a couple. But anyway, so Renata and Vespa will stay outside keeping watch. And we'll have everyone else go inside and see if we can find more information on the yokai.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sounds like the bare minimum for a plan. Let's go.
Split
Well, you have your
party.
sending stone, right?
I do. So,
What were we talking about?
going into the cousin's house, we were gonna have Vespa and Renard
No,
keep
okay.
a lookout outside while the 4 of us go inside.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then we have a sending stone to communicate if something starts to go wrong.
Gozer's already zoned out again.
I could also use message or cast message to anyone if we need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes even more sense for you to come in with us then.
Finally, one of the cool kids.
Well, I'd say we give it another couple hours if it's only 4 p.m. and then
I'm pretty sure it's later than 4.
we'll
It's 7 p.m. I
Oh,
believe.
go, Zach, is your sundial off?
Hold on, let me check. Gozik's gonna swivel to his left this time. Oh no, now it's like 9 p.m.
Ah. Anyway,
We're
Sounds like-
underground. How does this work?
Well, it's the direction of the light, you know. It's just wherever the
this-
light falls, that's what the time is.
I think the light's supposed to be the sun, not like the candle.
No, I'm sure it works with any light.
It's just a light dial, not a sundial.
Hey kid, wanna buy a sundial?
Sundial is the brand name.
Like Kleenex.
Light dial's just the offshoot. Offshoots are always worse. Dang it. That's funny. Alright, so when you guys, when would you like to leave? It is currently, 7:30ish.
9:30.
9:30
Are the
sounds
alert-
good.
I thought
Are
the
the
whole
lights
point
off?
was us going when. I was thinking like midnight.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's up to you guys.
Are the lights off or on? Because I figure we wait until they turn off, or like,
Like, you mean just generally in the city?
yeah, like the street lights and stuff.
Oh, the
like
street
the
lights
houses.
stay on, but house lights,
Oh.
they would probably
Or-
start going off by like 10, 11,
Yeah,
generally.
yeah.
Are we all fully rested?
Yes, should be.
Yes.
Uh huh.
So yeah, you guys got full HP,
Yeah.
full spell slots
Had
on.
a long day working the street corner though.
Technically not wrong.
That's one way to say it.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Can I read while we're waiting for
Sure.
midnight?
Yeah, you guys got like a good 4 or 5 hours. Well, probably like
Cool.
closer to 4.
Back to the
Prospero
lab.
slips into a corner and cracks back into it.
Vesper.
Joe's gonna walk around just the city in general
Okay,
for like 4 hours.
sounds good. Just more investigating, just looking around, hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out, chilling.
Sounds good. Vesper, which book would you like to read?
I'm gonna start with my Kama Sutra book.
Nice!
Kamazutra.
Kama Sutra. Alright, sounds good.
Priorities.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Alrighty. You do that. As long as no one else has anything specific they need to do, the hours
Yeah,
go by.
after like a couple hours, I'm gonna go up to Prospero while he's reading.
Prospero's gonna jump and scream.
You all right? That was
So, yes, yes, fine,
anyway. I was wondering if you'd ever tried this before. It looks kind of complicated now.
What? Prospero looks at the
Yes.
book.
Like an instructional manual, and you do this with your leg, and then you turn like this a little bit, I think. But I can't quite make sense of it.
To what end? Is this like a type of, exercise?
Thought you said
Yes.
you weren't a virgin.
Well, of course not, but... Oh. No, I've never tried that before, but, seeing as though I'm a very experienced individual, I could take a crack at it. Give
So
me
now I
that.
might really like it, you know? There you go.
Who? What does that have to do with your mother? Anyway, I don't think Crenshaw would be offended if I were to try something like this. So Prospero tries to mimic the pose.
By himself?
He lifts up Asterius.
Sirius is not gonna allow that.
Yeah.
Well, then he just tries it himself.
Oh god. It's so awkward. Okay, sounds good.
I think you're missing someone's thigh to balance on there.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh boy.
Well, Atticus, come here.
Yeah.
What?
Can you try this, educational pose with me?
Oh, are we doing yoga? Of course.
Yes, it is yoga. It is group
Alright.
yoga.
I go over there and. What
Now,
do I have to do?
if you just lift your thigh and
My
put
thigh?
it on my shoulder.
That's oddly specific. I'm not. Vespa's
mind
right
if I-
here. Why
Mind
don't
if I
you?
hold your buttocks?
She's probably more flexible than I am. You don't.
Well, no, she wants to see what it looks like from a third-person angle. I'm sure that's what she
Atticus-
I'm sure.
When Prospero can't see, Atticus like narrows his eyes and gives Vesper a dirty look, like you son of a gun.
Prospero, no, my back kind of hurts today. You know, old man
Oh.
stuff. I better get to bed.
Well, all right, Vespa, we'll give it a try then, just as
Lie
friends,
down,
eh?
sir.
You want to try with me?
Well, you said you needed to figure out the pose, so I'm not above these things, and it's purely professional. So
Not above his legs.
I mean, if you insist.
Prospero, his hair is falling in his face, and he
Okay, I'll
looks
be-
up at her with a cheeky smile, gleaming, kind of smirking, as he lifts her thigh, on his muscular shoulder. Is that about how you wanted the pose, Vespa?
But then I think you're supposed to. Yeah. And. I don't know. Grabs Prospero's hand and navigates it just so.
Ta-da! We did it! Atticus, look!
Atticus turns around, quickly looks back like, oh yes, wonderful. I see.
There
Gonna
you
like
go.
untangle myself and just go up to Atticus and be like, "No, don't be embarrassed," and just walk back and continue reading.
Well, I hope that was most instructive.
To me or to you?
Oh no, I think I this pose was rather familiar. Yes.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll, Danielle.
What do I roll? Deception?
Absolutely.
Or persuasion.
It's deceptive.
Not 100% sure, Vesper, but you're pretty like you got an inkling that he's lying, but not certain.
You're an awfully good liar, Prospero.
Liar. No, indeed. It's not that I've never done these things, it's just I'm a bit rusty, you know. Oh god, why did I say that? Why did I say that? He's gonna go into the corner now. Just
Just
open
have
his
to
book.
keep in practice.
Yep. Sure. And see.
Nice.
Throw in reading still.
Zoot's been in the workshop.
Gozik's walking around town.
Yeah.
Renard's reading. Alright.
He wishes he was reading somewhere else, a lot farther away.
Oh, sorry. Alright, so the hours go by. It's about 11:30. You guys are meeting back up, getting ready to go over there.
Well, okay, guys, everyone about ready?
Yes.
It feels really awkward in here. Is Atticus, you want to?
Dude, you missed out on some great fun.
It kind of looks at Atticus, just like the fuck.
Zoot, have you ever played Twister before? It was something like that.
I mean, I can fly, so that kind of defeats the purpose of.
Oh, you're no fun.
Yeah. Well,
I think I
Wait,
might have twisted my wrist.
well, I'm just saying, I just win. It's not really all that difficult. Anyway, where's Gozik?
Probably scamming more people.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should probably grab him or wait until he gets here, and then we can.
Do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick before we head out?
Oh yeah, if it works.
Great.
How does one break an outhouse?
Well, you tell me.
Actually, he has indoor plumbing and a bidet attachment.
No, it's outdoor
fancy.
plumbing and a bidet attachment.
If anyone had a bidet, who would it be? That's the real question. Would it be Atticus, and why? Actually, it might be Gozak, because rich people have bidets.
I was gonna say
True.
go back.
But it just feels like an Atticus thing. If he had a
Atticus
house.
would have a portable bidet.
I think the question we
Gozak
need
would
to
have
be
one in his
asking
home.
Portable.
is who has the cleanest butthole. That is.
Oh god, this is a.
Atticus
weird
got
question,
Atticus
man.
got kicked out of his house. He's been living on the streets for years, but he still has his bidet in his bag.
It's portable.
There's not
Yes.
much water left in
No,
it.
he has a tushy attachment that he just plugs up to like public toilet.
Oh no.
A tushy attachment.
I mean, to be fair, this is the same conversation because whoever has the bidet probably has the cleanest butthole. So.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
it was just a more tasteful way of asking.
Yeah,
instead of
true.
outright saying
True.
it.
So, top two choices for who owns a bidet is Atticus and Gozak. That's what we've established. Welcome back, Al.
Thank you.
Alright, so, you guys are heading over through the city to the Sectari sector towards Atticus's family's, like, section, I guess. I mean, it's not like their section, it's just where they all generally live.
Hood.
I will say, Go didn't come back, but he's waiting towards the entrance of the sector.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So you guys cross over the, kind of, wow, what's the word? Like foggy glass? Oh god, what's it called?
Foggy
Over
glass.
the bridges.
Frosted glass.
Yeah. Like
What?
the frosted glass bridges, which are, leading from section to section, sector to sector. Sorry. Finding Gozak on the other side, generally waiting around casually. But you guys continue on into the medial Sectari sector. Anything you guys want to do as you approach? Obviously, Atticus, you've been here before, so you can lead them in the right direction. Her house is fairly far away from the others. She lives towards the end of, like towards the edge of the area, like pretty much right next to the chasm. Anything you need to do or say?
Yes, I am going to alter self.
Okay.
As soon as we get, decently close.
Sounds good. Anything else you guys want to do?
I probably should have mentioned this before, but Zoot was going to use like the alternate form of his armor.
Sounds
That's
good.
what he was doing.
Prospero's gonna part his hair on the other side.
What?
They'll never know.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's like this, and then he like.
This guy's. Okay, sounds good. Well disguised, well disguised. Atticus is a new person. Prospero, also a new person.
Mentally, a new person.
You know. All right, so you guys approach Cassie's house. I guess I'll put you on the map. What's the marching order?
First, frontliners. Woo.
Frontliners, of course. Wait,
Navigator.
is Vesper and Raynor are staying behind, correct?
Well, we're like going in the same direction for a bit. Like I imagine that we want to have eyes on the house at least.
Yeah, it was gonna be like nearby street corners.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
like
That's
the general.
I meant
gist.
like as you get up to it. Sorry.
I'll fall. I mean, I'll fall back.
Alrighty. I will make the map larger so that you guys can stand outside. Fuck it, we'll just send it. Oh, that's 52. That's not 25. That's slightly larger. Should I just click on the wrong one? Shit.
Nice.
I gotta fix this one. Shit. Sorry. I just changed the wrong one. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're not going crazy. All right. So.
I don't see a map. if you
Yeah.
change-
Sorry. I'm about to change it. I was putting you guys on here.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Hey. What
Well-
the fuck is that?
They didn't close the windows when they left, apparently.
Well, they are windows, so you can see into them.
Right, but usually you have
with the
sort of
blinds, yeah.
curtain you put in front of them.
Evidently, not.
I am actively scanning around the area, make sure no one's around.
Sounds good. So you look around. There's a few people walking around the general area, but you don't see anyone particularly like walking towards you down the street or anything.
No one lurking
No
in
one-
the shadows.
Nope, you do not notice anyone lurking in the shadows. Upon approach of the house, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Like all houses, or are there like?
I mean, there's been a few shops as you've approached. Mostly in this little like kind of corner where you're at right now is housing. Obviously there would be like more of a road here, but I just made it longer just for the sake of you guys are going to be down the road slightly as the others approach. But yes, as you guys approach, the house seems to be dark as expected. You don't see any candles or lights or anything inside. It's a two-story home with a small garden out front. You see a whole bunch of wilted old vegetables. But yeah.
Well,
Gonna keep.
yeah. Jeff, you wanna go up on top of the? Well, would I even have brought? I don't think I would have brought Jeff.
Probably
I
would've
think Jeff
stayed.
would. Yeah, would have stayed in that house.
Aww.
Yeah, he's cleaning up. He might even do some grocery shopping with the post.
I left Jeff my book.
I don't think Jeff reads that. I don't think I don't know if Jeff even
I don't
reads.
think Jeff can read. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He understands
Is it a
spoken
picture
word.
book? I left my book.
Vesper
then.
has a picture book.
I'm going to knock. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, please don't do that.
Well, to be fair,
I'm gonna raise my hand to knock, and then Atticus, you can stop.
Smack and wait for whoosh. I pull out the keys and. Well, first I try the door actually, or the knob, the doorknob.
Okay. It
Just
seems
to
to
see
be
if it's unlocked.
unlocked.
Oh.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Let's go inside.
apparently the Pontiffs don't know how to lock a door.
To be fair,
window.
most people that live around here are pontiffs, so.
True.
It's a good neighborhood.
Alright, I guess I'll enter then.
Alright. Sounds good. So you open the door, find yourself in a fine little hallway. There's some decorations in the form of paintings. To the left, the wall opens up, and there's kind of an archway that leads into a sitting room, which Atticus, you've obviously seen most of this before. There's a lot of windows in the sitting room that you can see out of already. You can see in general. To the right is a door. Atticus, you would know that that leads into a dining room. And you know, you've had a few meals there in your time. It's fairly nice. Lastly, at the far end of the hall is a very large staircase leading upwards. Versper.
Yeah.
You guys can go ahead and make
Oh.
individual checks or somebody with advantage.
Let's do one together. Why not? Actually, no. I'm just gonna listen, and I'm just gonna kind of pretend to be an attentive audience member, and just use it as an opportunity to look while he's playing.
Okay. You can make perception, and Raynard, you may make a performance check. Alrighty, so you guys hear the delightful hand pan behind you. Vesper closes her eyes.
It's
No.
really beautiful.
Blindingly so. No, okay. Nice. So you are looking out, paying attention. Don't see anything out of the ordinary right now, except for 4 people creeping into a house in front of you. But yeah, you guys hear the hand pan in the distance. So in the house, what are you guys doing? There is also, sorry, there's a rug on the floor in front of you as well. I should have mentioned. That would be the purple circle.
Go straight up the stairs.
I'll say, general layout of the house that you know of, Atticus. The right dining room leads into the kitchen. There's a hallway between the kitchen and the sitting room, and then also off the kitchen is the room where all of the animals stayed. Upstairs is her bedroom and her office.
Okay,
Or
so
like-
first I want to check on the animals.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, same.
That's the wrong. There we go. There we go.
But
So, I didn't click it the first time, like I meant to. Sorry.
How does this house compare to the Nruzvox man?
Way smaller, significantly smaller. I mean, it's fairly nice. Like not like especially nice, but it's definitely smaller. It's like she has
Alright.
like a decent amount of art, but none of it looks to be like anything like, you know, absolute masterpiece or like giant wall murals or anything that your family would probably have, something along those lines, just because they fucking can.
Silent judging.
I mean,
I'm rich.
they're real rich. It's not judging, it's just how it would be. Okay, so Atticus, you walk into, you guys originally walk in the dining room. Not too terribly large, but enough space to entertain for sure. Along the wall, there is a door, which you guys opened and headed into the kitchen. Also not too large, but seems to be well equipped, especially for someone who had lived alone, as far as you knew. Plenty of fine cooking instruments and nice cabinets, countertops, all that shit. In the center is a large island with a few tall stools. This space is real nice looking, but it's also a total mess right now. A few of the cabinets and drawers, kind of taller and lower cabinets, are open and chewed on, scratched, some of them cracked. There are also some food bags and pouches which have been broken open and spilled onto the floor. There are 3 doors leaving this room. The one to your left, which you know leads to the hallway. The one farther away from you to the left, this one right here, is the animal room, and then the back one, which is a set of sliding glass doors, leads out onto a small patio.
the animal room.
For Gozak, sitting room is a generally well-decorated room, large, Easily largest, room in the house. Spanning from the very front to the back. Has very high ceilings. It looks as though the second floor does not like go over it. Essentially, it's 2 stories tall, pretty much. There's some sitting chairs in here and tables, a few pet beds and bird stands. There's also a large glass panel cabinet in which you see glassware, a few bottles of alcohol, and decanters and the likes of that. And then there's a lot of large windows in this room, which look out essentially across a bit of ground before just the chasm just starts. And you can see a pretty good view down into the darkness from this room.
At least they got the room size right.
So Atticus, you open this door. Surprisingly large room, about the size of like a pretty decent bedroom. Around the room are several panels along the walls for cats to jump and for birds to land and rest. There are towers, some larger than others, sort of in the center and along the walls. Overall, it is essentially like a giant indoor obstacle course with little beds and like kind of almost hidden areas to tuck away when they're tired. But yeah, it's basically just a giant animal jungle gym.
It's empty.
At first glance, it looks to be.
I want to find the babies.
Would you like to look around the room, you're saying?
I would.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation. Atticus, if you are helping, then Prospero may make with advantage.
Sure.
Alrighty. You look around the area a little bit. You notice in the shelters, kind of in the corner, there are animals. They are not moving.
Can I pick one up?
Sure.
What is it?
It is a cat.
Oh, Alex. Is it dead?
It does not seem to be breathing. You want to make a medicine check?
Yeah.
That's a high number. It is definitely dead. And as you are inspecting it, you would also notice that there is no blood. It seems like slightly decayed in a way, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem thin. And you're looking around very carefully at it. It does seem to have a very small slit in it towards the belly area, reminiscent of one that Atticus has felt in his back.
Good old
I
times.
show it to Atticus.
Sheesh.
Atticus just winces and gets the F out of there, pretty much.
I'm gonna be like, is there anyone alive? In the,
Are you gonna yell out
pet
like
room.
that for real? Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna yell. I'm just gonna say, is there anyone alive?
It's not seem to be an answer.
I'm gonna look at all the pets and ascertain if any of them are alive.
You find 2 cats that both seem dead, similar style. No birds though.
How could you?
Maybe it's best to just leave the room, Prospero.
Atticus is gonna investigate every room that he goes through, actually.
Okay, sounds good. Just go ahead and roll a general. Oh, okay, sounds good. I would say you probably noticed that most of these like food pouches are torn open by claws or beaks. As you go in the kitchen, the dining room looks fine. Doesn't look to be much in there. But you walk into the sitting room to see Gozak hanging out. I guess I'll open the hallway too. Oops.
So it's a pretty okay place your cousin had, Atticus.
Yes, it was quite admirable
Yes,
to be
absolutely.
living
In the hallway, you would notice that there are a few holes in the wall that seem to basically give passage for the animals through from the animal room into the hallway, and then there's a flap in the door between the hallway and the sitting room.
Hmm.
But nothing else of interest in the hallway. Prospero, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk behind Atticus.
Alrighty, Atticus, you take a step, towards the stairs, onto the mat in front of you, and as you do,
What is this?
make a dex save for me, please. Atticus, Zoot, and Prospero.
What,
Oh,
what is,
no.
Alex? What is this?
Those are countertops.
You're gonna tell me this wall just goes at like a 30-degree angle?
Yep.
Architecture.
Oh,
This
we're
is not
going
really-
down, boys.
Yeah, same.
Same. Together.
Whew. Okay. So as you step onto the mat, Atticus, you start walking over it. Zoot behind him, you see a very faint glow under the mat for a second before there's a giant explosion filling a very large area, approximately this size. A blast of fire basically blows over you guys, dealing 35 fire damage to the three of you.
Zoot is going to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay, then dealing 17 to you. And also igniting the various paintings and some of the furniture around the area. Anything else you want to do
If
in that
two
moment?
people were watching from outside,
You would notice the
what does
explosion.
the explosion look like?
You would notice. Well, they didn't
it
exactly
loud?
leave the door open, I imagine, but it was very loud, and you guys would have heard it / seen it slightly through the window, because it did reach, generally like kind of out here. So you guys would see it. The two of you outside, what are you guys doing to react to this? Oh, I guess you guys are on the other side, but you see it through the dining room.
Just gonna look at Reynard.
I will cast this.
I don't know what that spell is. Didn't give me the name.
I hate it, isn't it? And throw.
Okay. What's the range on it? And also, what are you casting it on? Like who or where?
Everything within range of me I can do. The people having the performance too.
Okay. I see. Okay. I'll start making rolls for that. What's your 15? Okay. Sounds good. So you cast that spell. Wait, is it everything? Everything? It's just of your choice, so it's not Vesper. Okay, I was just making sure.
Everyone but Vesper within the 60-foot range.
Got you. So most of them are very, very distracted by this magic. There's one or two of them in the crowd that are kind of like looking over, really confused and surprised. I will say, Go, you were technically in the other room when it happened, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you there still. But I will have you guys pop up this because as you guys are kind of reeling from the explosion, deciding on what to do, you do notice that there are two additional glows, one on either side of you, on the wall, as two paintings drop off the wall, and two more glyphs glow, swelling kind of in the fire and taking a shape.
Briefly. Oh, I know why. I'm an idiot. Never mind.
Nice.
Alrighty. So everyone can roll for this if you guys are going to do anything. Oops, that's not the right way to do it. That was backwards. 1, 2, 3. Who am I missing? I'm missing.
Sorry, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm
Oh,
coming.
okay. No, you're good. I just was trying to figure it out. All right, so Reynard, what are you doing as the the explosion goes off in the distance? You did cast a spell. Um, anything else you want to do? There's a few, like I said, a few of the crowd are kind of looking over at this house, which is on fire.
Can you
I-
see it's on fire from the outside?
Not terribly, but like after seeing it, noticing it, you guys look over, you see it through the window. Like a part of the kind of furniture in the dining room a little bit has caught fire.
To like head nod like like to Vesper to go, and then I'm gonna start telling a story at the same time. I'll play music.
Alrighty. I'll say.
And-
Oh, are you saying there's like a spell or something?
No. I'm gonna do the Pillage story.
Alrighty, sounds good. Okay, so I'll say go ahead and make another performance check, just to see how distracting your story may be. Oh, shit, that's a high number. Okay, alright, sounds good. Little did we know the scale doesn't go from 1 to 8, it goes from 1 to 10. Or 11, I
Sorry,
guess.
not all of us can be experts.
No, you're good. Okay, so you are doing that. The two that had looked over at the house are very distracted by your combination of words and music now. Atticus, what are you doing? You got a giant fiery swollen thing behind you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna create a couple of myself, mirror image it up.
All right, sounds good. Oops, that's the wrong one.
What
See
a
if
choice.
they actually do anything this time, huh?
Here, we'll switch
Let
up the
me,
colors.
Ooh, yeah, lucky color.
Lucky orange.
Let me get that for you real quick.
Oh god. Oh, are you drawing it? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, I was getting the X on there just to make sure.
Oh. Jesus, that's brutal. All right, that is your turn. Then, any movements or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move like here. See if I can kind of like hide behind the staircase a little.
All right, it will swing at you. And go ahead and roll a d20.
Let's go.
Okay, it hits one of them.
Ooh.
It's the orange. We gotta keep the orange. That's last.
It's the orange. Yep.
Okay, so now there's only 2 Attici.
Yes.
Go Zach.
Well, technically 3.
Yeah, sorry.
Really quick while I remembered, what did you decide on that thing I asked you about?
I didn't decide, but fuck it, why not?
Okay. I mean, that wouldn't affect anything here, but that's good to know.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like,
Because it's only ability checks, it wouldn't
Yeah.
affect multiple Atticus checks.
I thought maybe you were looking around or something. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, why not? If you guys want to burn your shit, burn your shit.
So, really quick, Benjamin, there's an alternate rule in Tasha's where you
Okay.
can burn a sorcery point and make a reroll on an ability check.
You have to keep the
Oh.
new one, so it's not
You have
advantage.
to keep the new one.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of like less good lucky.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's you can choose to do it after you know you fail as well, so it's even better that way.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
But it's only ability checks. So, okay.
Yep.
Let me... 15... Okay, I can make it just there. I'm gonna run into the room. And I'll be
alrighty.
like, what the fuck is that? We're supposed to be silent. I'm gonna turn to the fire elementals and in primordial, I'm gonna be like, and what the fuck are you doing here?
Okay. Alright, we'll see if they respond on their turn. Anything else, Gozak?
No.
Sounds good. Prospero?
Okay, I'm going to yeet right here. I am going to.
Where did you start? Sorry. Were you?
I was 5 feet to the left,
Okay.
or to the right.
Sounds good.
I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith.
Alright.
and I want to put him. doo, doo. Well, can I? Do I have to put him 10 feet away to start?
You can cast up to 30 feet away.
No, but I mean, like, if they enter 10-foot radius, then
I think
they have to make a dex.
it counts if it starts there.
Okay,
I believe.
can I put my sweet, sweet guardian with a 10-foot thingy?
Sure. Sounds good.
You do it, I'm bad at it.
That's where is this where you want it?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So you have your a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of Crenshaw on it. Now just sitting there, just chilling.
And
Go ahead.
and I would like to cast Healing Word on myself and Atticus.
You already cast a spell.
But
You can do a cantrip and a bonus action spell, but you can't do two spells.
it is a bonus action.
I know, but I'm saying the Guardian of Faith is a full spell.
Oh. Never mind.
But you got
Let's
that.
hope we don't die.
Oh boy.
Vesper.
Alright, well, I know that Reynard gave me like a nod to go, but like dashing towards the house is going to be super, like, super conspicuous. So I'm just gonna kind of like slowly start working like backwards through the crowd, whatever crowd that seems to have amassed here.
Okay.
And I just want to continue to keep an eye out for like anyone who is not enthralled by Reynard and might be moving in the direction of the house.
Sounds good. All right. Make a perception check.
21.
21. All right. You are paying attention, moving. We'll say like a little bit closer because you said you're backing up.
Yep.
Doesn't look like anyone's. Like I said, there was a few people that kind of looked over, but Reynard started throwing some words into his sick beat, and most people here probably haven't heard a handpan. So
Sure.
that enough is pretty interesting, but the story that's coming with it now. Doing pretty
Also,
good.
like, just if like any guards like show up or something,
Right.
like apart from the crowd that he's drawn. So.
Alrighty, sounds good. So far, you do not notice anyone coming over or looking from any corners or anything. Alright, it is
And
now
that's my turn.
their turn. They also had a 10. So, let's see. The one in front of Zoot is going to take a touch attack at Zoot and a touch attack at Go. The other one is going to... I guess it'll chase you, Atticus, and like crawl up the stairs, kind of. Makes a dex save, which is gonna succeed. Yeah. So it takes 10 radiant damage from the shield and sword that just slash over at it like a sentinel. Okay, so 2 attacks on Atticus. Atticus, go ahead and roll a d20 twice for me. So the first one hits a clone, the second one does not. Hits you. So
Can
Atticus.
I cast shield?
Yeah. So that would bring your AC to 19?
18.
18?
18.
That was a 15, so it misses.
Yeah.
Alright, so you you throw up the shield. It punches through the fake one, and then it punches the real one, but the shield goes up just in time. And it hits that instead. Glances off above you, probably punches the wall as it deflects. On to Zoot. That is going to miss you. You're dodging out of the way. Goes at you as well. That does hit you, though. Goes like you take 11 points of fire, and you are on fire.
And they don't respond to me?
It does not seem to respond to you, unfortunately.
Lame.
Sorry, I rolled for it.
Mhm.
So when you're on fire, you are gonna take a D10 every turn at the start of your turn. Otherwise, if you take an action to put it out, then you will no longer be on fire. Just so you know.
Okay.
Zoot, your turn.
Oh. Oh boy. We're in trouble. Hmm.
Guys, there's a like trilling in the soundtrack that sounds almost exactly like my alarm to wake up, and it is like every time it happens, I'm like,
Wake up, best friend. Wake up. It's just a game.
Are the runes still on the wall where
They
these elementals came out, or are they gone?
the glyphs are, I believe, still on the wall, but they're inactive. They look to be no longer glowing. They are just on the wall.
Okay. I will cast Blur
Blur, alrighty.
on myself.
Sounds good. You are blurry, and I think that is not a concentration. Pretty sure.
I think it is.
Is it? Oh, that would make
Believe
more sense,
so.
probably.
I believe it's concentration.
There's one of those weird ones that are not. Oh, it is. Okay.
It is concentration. Okay. And then
Actually, I think it's. Yeah.
I will bonus action drink a health potion.
Alrighty, sounds good. Go ahead and roll for that. 2d4 plus 2 if it's a regular.
Ooh, that's 1. Oh, sick. 4 health. Let's go.
Yikes. Alright. That is your turn, Reynard. Are you still continuing your thing?
Uh, I guess I don't know the best way to do it, but like I would like to like while being in the middle of the story say something kind of like that doesn't seem like it's off, but try it like as my bardic inspiration for Vesper.
Okay.
I
So
guess that doesn't. I don't know how the story worked, but like
you,
just some way to make it so it wasn't like obviously using that on Vesper.
okay. Make I don't know. Make an. Just make a general intelligence check. How about? Okay. Yeah, you're fine then. So you're able to do it. You basically just wind your words into the story itself.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. It's hard to do without actually saying the story.
And you find a way to do that.
And I kind of walk backwards, like this way or something. Not like directly to the house, but getting a little closer.
Okay. Sounds good. The people are probably gonna follow you. All right, Atticus.
Gonna do one of them's.
Ooh, on the one next to you. Obviously, I don't know why I just asked that.
Yep. I don't either.
What?
Well, there's your D4.
Alrighty, that hits, and you sap some of the magic with, or some of the strength with the magic of the wand.
I'll
You guys-
sap his magic too. That's cool. Fire resistance? Thanks.
No. But you guys do see the the general kind of shadowy arm pull out of the wand and wrap around it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I should give it the damage too. Probably makes sense.
That would be nice, even though it wasn't much.
Wouldn't hurt. Alrighty, Gozak.
Oh,
You're-
wait. Can
sorry.
I do a bonus action?
Yes.
Use my horn to heal me. So I forgot last
Hey,
turn.
nice. Spell a charge.
Blap.
Sounds good.
8 heals.
Goes like you take 2 points of fire damage at the start of your turn.
Okay. Um. You see, I could do stuff, but a lot of my stuff makes a loud, thunderous boom that people can hear 300 feet away.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of spells that don't do that. I really
You should
dug
get
into
some
the
quiet
theme.
spells.
But it's the theme. I dug into the theme a little too much for a stealth mission.
To be fair,
Um,
they're pretty good for you, in general.
Yeah.
To get the bonus damage.
I will quicken a chromatic orb of lightning at the elemental. Yeah.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll to hit on that one. You said lightning, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Alrighty, that does hit. And does. That looks like good damage.
And then
Yeah, good rolls.
the fire elemental next to me takes that 3.
Nice.
The one I sent the orb at doesn't.
Alrighty, sounds good.
A
A little
additional
bit
3.
of shock flying off you, but you do blast a pretty decent chromatic orb into the other one. The form of it is, you know, tearing holes through a little bit every now and then. It's a bit odd. it's fire, you know, so but works.
Yeah. And I'll use my action to put myself out.
Alrighty, sounds good. You are no longer on fire.
Yay.
Alrighty. Prospero. Which one are you tolling?
The one above me.
Alrighty, that's just succeeds. Sorry. It's a 16.
Well, then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself and Atticus.
Cure Wounds is also an action.
Healing word then.
Healing word. You upcasting it? Oh no, wait. That doesn't. You can't
No.
cast on both.
I have done it before.
Not with
You've
healing
let
word.
me do it before,
No.
haven't you?
No.
Which one did you let me do like that before?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can
Okay.
do Toll the Dead and Healing Word. Or Mass Healing Word.
Yeah, but you can't heal word 2 people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew. Wait, yeah. Okay, I knew that. But I thought you could cure wounds multiple.
Oh, there's a mass cure wounds. It's like a 5th level spell or something.
And
Like it's
Mass
5th or
Healing
6th.
is 3.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'll just
Yeah,
heal
if you
word
have
myself.
if you have mass healing word, then you can cast that on multiple people.
I do, but I don't want to use it yet.
Okay. Okay, so you healing word yourself, max roll it, you get 9 health. And you told any movements.
I am gonna go.
Oh, +9, not
Oh no! Oh no!
You don't go down to
Right
9.
here.
Alrighty, sounds good. Vesper.
I can't move sneaky and move full speed at the same time, right?
You can, yeah, if you're moving sneaky, it's half speed, but if you are moving nonchalantly, it's normal speed.
Okay, I'll move. Wait.
The concept of a
Can I move
nonchalant dash is a
nonchalantly
little weird.
dash?
To be fair, a dash isn't like a
dash.
run. It's just like extra movement.
I'm
technically.
like acrobatic. I can make it look cool and
Oh yes,
chill, right?
some nice nonchalant cartwheels.
I like do a little grapevine action.
Sure.
If you want to run fast and also sneakily, Naruto run. Or like a ninja.
Sneaky
Just
because
gonna do,
everyone
like,
looks
4
away.
rolls across
Very
the
inconspicuous.
ground.
She's stealthy, just rolls forward, stands up, rolls forward again. Alright, yeah, you can move if you want.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna... I can make it to the edge of the veggie table. Wow, cool story, bro.
Cool story. It sounds really great from over here. Here, I guess I'll actually close the door just for the sake of it is closed. Uh, Oh, shit, I forgot. It's a weird one. Okay, whatever. Alrighty.
hmm,
Anything further?
that's basically what I can do at the moment. Can I just like kind of try to duck under the veggie garden, or is it like in the
Sure.
ground?
Well, it's just on the ground. I mean, it
Oh,
might
I
be like
thought it
raised a
was like
tiny
a
bit.
raised
A little
bed.
bit, a little
I was
bit, but
like, really kind
it's
of.
like a foot.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, you can still duck behind it if you want. The
Okay.
effectiveness of said action, debatable. Okay.
I mean, I can't hide or anything, so like, I would literally just be there.
Alright, this one's gonna take a step forward towards the group in general. It will make its dex save and fail. It gets smacked again by a giant holy sword. The other one is gonna stay in place, but he does roll as well because he's standing there.
Like blanking.
But he succeeds. Still takes damage. So the sword's just slapping everything around it. One of them is going to make an attack on Zoot. One of them, or sorry, the bottom one is going to attack Zoot and Gozak, and the other one is going to attack Atticus and Zoot. So they're both just punch in different directions with both arms. First on Atticus. Atticus, go ahead and roll a d20. Alrighty, that will hit you then. For 14 points of fire damage, and you are on fire. Now onto Zoot with disadvantage. Oh, actually with a straight roll because it's flanked.
Yeah.
That does hit you. You take 10 points of fire and you are on fire. Now the other one's going to try to hit you with a straight roll. That will also hit you because I'm rolling high. For another 10 points of fire damage and still on fire. And then on Gozak, that
You're on
will
double fire.
miss you. Dodge out of the way. You guys are starting to be surrounded by fire as well, by the way.
Oh boy.
But that is their turn, Zoot.
Hmm. This is hard. I guess. Well, okay. What's the fire damage again?
The second, it was 10 both times, I believe.
Well, I'm
Oh,
on
the
the
actual, yeah,
clock.
sorry. 7.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked.
No, it was a good call.
Uh, I guess this is the one that everyone's been hitting, right?
Yep, and it's looking pretty damaged. I mean, parts of its body are starting to like kind of like almost unattach, you know, kind of breaking up a little bit, and it has to keep reforming itself. Which I mean, is not terribly hard based on the fiery surroundings, but
Okay, I guess I will punch.
alrighty. Ooh, a big punch on the end.
Yeah.
Those all do hit though. Punch, punch, punch. Your electric and thunderous, you know, reverberating fists are seeming to hit just fine. And this thing is, it's kind of tearing through the fiery form, which is like kind of weird to watch, like a shockwave go through fire. But it does good damage, and this one's looking pretty hurt. It's looking like it's kind of falling apart a little bit. This one's also jebaited onto you now. Anything else?
No, but if it is what I think it is, how much do I get nugged by on the backswing?
Oh yeah, good call. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll just,
God. Yeah, that's 24. Jesus, that was high rolls. All right. Reynard.
I guess I am still on fire. Fuck.
Yeah. Does being on fire count as melee damage?
I doubt it.
No, it doesn't.
So if I move here, I can see part of Zoot's picture, but would I actually be able to see Zoot?
Just hide, maybe on the ground.
Yeah, no, not really.
I just want to clarify.
Because he's probably generally more at the center of the area, trying to stay away from both of them at the same time.
Why
Plus,
are you
yeah, he
breathing
just
me
fell.
closer?
Vesper's hiding behind the 1-foot planter.
I'm trying to be sneaky.
So this one should be a lot easier to pull off because I can only say one word. But I'm going to use command. And like in the story, I'm going to say grovel. Use it on this one I can see.
Alrighty.
I literally can't tell there's another one in there. And then also, so it can understand me, going to use.
Nice. Son. Technically, it's an action. But I think the way that the spell works is it doesn't need to understand you for the spell. Because it's a spell, I think it's just. Oh.
Oh, okay.
No, it does say actually. No effect if the target doesn't understand your language. Okay, yeah, so the universal speech, it says in it as an action.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would assume the giant fireball thing does not speak common, so then.
To be fair, I mean, you could use the speech now and then that on the next turn. Because it lasts for an hour.
Instead I'll just do, sorry, healing word.
Alrighty.
On the person I can see.
Gozak, take a 7 healing. 7 points of healing, sorry. Take 7 healing. Alrighty. What's up?
Okay. No, I was just... Forget it. I'll ask you about it later.
Okay. Atticus.
Oh boy.
How long does the Thrall last?
Like
Doesn't
10 minutes,
say.
I think.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna be long enough for the fight at least.
I'll do this on the bottom guy.
Bottom guy? Okay. That's will dodge out of the way. Just miss, unfortunately. As you throw the cold orb, which, to be fair, probably blasting the wall knocks away a little bit of fire. That's crawling up the wall.
Meant to do that.
But,
I'm gonna use another Warhorn charge to heal myself.
Alrighty. Sounds good. In the middle of this fight, every now and then it's just... okay.
No.
Sounds good. Gozak.
So, another thing I'd ask about is, what's the house made of?
Mostly stone.
Okay, that's
But they're like, paintings and such on the wall.
Well, if we were in a wooden house, I mean, the flame elementals would have set everything on fire.
It's a good call. Yeah, most of what's on fire is the decorations and the furniture.
Not the beautiful sofa. Oh.
It hasn't got that far yet, but it's getting there.
I am going to tap on my dagger. I'm gonna say to the flame elemental beneath me, why don't you help us out and either get out of here or help us with your friend? Why don't you make a wisdom save?
Alrighty. Okay. Sounds good. It fails. So you are concentrating, and this thing is helping. What's a good one?
Or leaving. I gave it the option to help or leave.
You gave a lot of options. But yeah, it is gonna get out of here, help you get out of here, or help you with its friend, I think you said?
Yeah.
Sounds good. That is what it be doing.
And so technically, since it's an above first level spell, that shockwave emits.
Oh, on the other one?
So yeah, you can make it hit the other one.
It's just flat 3 or is it a roll?
It's just a flat 3.
Okay, sounds good.
And then I can use my bonus action to fly 10 feet away.
Alright. You give it a command, do a little zap, a little thunderous blast, and then just yeet through the doorway. Oh, sorry, it's Prospero's already clicked it, I forgot. Prospero? Zoot is down, Atticus is alone in the hallway. Gozak just fucked off
No, I
backwards.
got some fire bros.
Wow.
They're pretty hot.
Yeah, true, technically not alone.
I will heal my sweet, sweet Zoot, if I may.
Sure, are you doing healing word? Alright, so Zoot, you're up to 9.
Then I'm gonna toll the dead on the one above me, if I may.
Alrighty. That's a natural 20 on the save, so don't even bother rolling. Any movement?
I
Sorry.
will just hang my head in shame.
To be fair, your sword's doing a lot of work.
Good movement.
Vesper?
Now that I'm in front of the window and can see both of them. Which is maybe do better there. The window's still like intact.
Oh yeah, so far.
Okay. I will cast Bane on the 2 fire creatures.
Alrighty. That's a charisma save. What's your DC?
16.
16. Okay, roll a 16, -2. So they are both Bane.
Nice.
They're in Bane.
What does Bane do?
It's minus a d4 on attacks and saves. And ability checks, I guess, technically, I think.
And AC.
No.
And
Dang it.
I am
That would be pretty good.
gonna
Yeah.
do my like duck down again.
Oh, it's just attacks and saving throws. Alrighty. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, this time, like, you don't really have to hide. I mean, they know you're there, but you are, like, out of vision if you duck down.
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay, so it is now their turn again.
I'm less trying to hide from them, and I'm more trying to hide from the people outside.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you are like falling to the ground pretty much.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so it's now their turn. The one that you cast spell on Reynard cannot fall prone, but it just stands there and ends its turn. The other one is going to, I guess, like open the door, the front door. So we'll delete these again.
Is it gonna walk out of the fucking house?
Yeah.
No, it's gonna fly out.
Oh my
It's gonna walk
God.
out of the fucking house.
How much movement does it have?
I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
What a coward! It could have helped us.
You gave it an option.
So Reynard, you, yeah, you watch it.
Oh my
Just
god.
start leaving.
Not too good.
Oh my god.
I thought it
That
was gonna like teleport away. I didn't think it was just gonna walk out the front door.
Guys, come on.
that is the end of their turns. Zoot, it is now your turn. Zoot, you take.
How
Let's
much?
see. What's mine?
Oh.
Am I dead?
That's 10. Oh god. I was like 2 numbers. It's like it's such a good chance you. That's so lame. Okay. Well, you fall to the
It's
ground.
okay.
I'm not on doing death
At least you're not
saves.
dying. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're not making death saves. Okay, Raynard. You
We're honestly doing better than I thought we were gonna do.
Except when the elemental just walked out the front door.
yeah,
Better than punching me in the face.
it is better. That is true. Raynard, what are you doing? The whole group in front of you is just like enjoying your story, and all of a sudden the fire elemental just starts floating just above the grounds down the path, just taking a stroll, and everyone's starting to look over at it like concerned, I guess is the word.
It's part of the story.
It's a prop. It's a
Yes,
prop.
the fire
An
elemental is here.
illusion.
Fire elemental, it's finally here.
He's a good liar. Who knows?
Does the fire elemental seem being like aggressive still, or
It's just looking forward, just walking out.
It's also a being made out of fire.
Yes.
So
Well,
I would
okay, I
say
mean,
it
like,
looks
not-
aggressive.
that is it aggressive looking? But like, does it look like it's trying to hurt one of the people over here?
It's honestly just, it's not even moving very fast. Like, I mean, it went 50 feet in 6 seconds, but like, it's not,
Did it close the door behind it?
no, it just opened it and walked out. It probably used its whole action trying to figure out how to open a door, and then it opened it and then moved.
So the door's on fire too.
Yeah, the door's on fire.
Oh, no.
It's
Got
latched into a stone wall, so that's the good news. The bad news is the door is on fire, yes.
So what's the crowd reaction to it? Just like they're just don't even notice it, or
They are definitely noticing it. They are also very concerned. Some of them are backing away. A few of them are like looking between it and you, but for the most part they're like kind of starting to freak out. There's not too many people. I mean, it's pretty late at night, so you have like maybe 6 people here, but they do not look to be enjoying this leg of the story. For a fire elemental walks out the door.
Oh, this is a great story, that's for sure.
It's probably a great story. It's just it's gone a little off the
After
rails.
fact.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing last. Oh, there it is.
This is gonna make for a great story, am I right? Or just laughed, I was like
Get off my page, Alex.
oh yeah, sorry, I forgot you're looking at that.
So I'm just standing there, and the fire elemental opens the door and just walks down the street.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cast polymorph on it.
Oh, okay. Wisdom save? Oh, charisma. That is a 4. What are you gonna turn it into?
Does that fail?
It should be wisdom.
Yeah.
I must have missed.
Oh, well, it's the 6 then. Still fails.
Sorry, I must have done one.
All good.
Gonna turn into like I don't know all the things, but like a rat or something, like a frog, something really small
A
that
frog.
will not be noticed.
Sounds good.
But like a normal sized frog, so like a foot or 2, or a couple inches long.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like,
There's a frog.
and then play it off like in the story as like part of the story, and like it's an illusion.
Nice. Go ahead and make a deception check. Okay.
Up to 1 hour. Okay.
So- Yeah, it's gonna keep going for an hour.
I would break concentration because he turned it into a creature that doesn't understand what I say. So it's no longer suggested whenever it turns back.
Even if it's already taking action? Oh.
Yeah, because he changed it into it. It has to be able to understand you. That's like the whole thing.
I thought polymorph
I think
didn't
it would.
change your languages. I thought it just.
No, polymorph does. It's
Polymorph
B
changes
shape
all your
specifically.
stats.
It's the specific druid thing that doesn't change your mentals. But polymorph does change.
Oh.
I'm trying to see like exactly how it's worded. I think it only I think it's only when you're giving the suggestions. I don't think it would because you're not. I mean, you don't have to like keep saying like yeah keep doing that keep like or anything. So I'm gonna say if you want to, you can end it, but otherwise I don't think it just auto ends it. That's my ruling.
Okay, well then I would keep it up.
Sounds good. Okay. So it is a frog
Oh.
now, marching away.
Someone's gonna have a big surprise in about an hour, wherever it gets to.
I will say I don't think I can actually do a frog, so I'm gonna do like a squirrel.
Okay. Well,
I
it's
don't know
gonna.
if a frog counts as a beast. So.
A frog is a beast, yeah,
Oh, then I'll do frog. Okay.
Squirrels are beasts.
yeah.
Nasty beasts.
Oh!
Horrible beasts.
Didn't mean to make it bigger. There we go. Relax. Alright, Atticus, it is your turn.
Oh boy.
The door is still open, so you probably would have seen it. Just walk out
Yeah.
and then boop, down to a little frog.
So this guy right next to me is not like doing anything.
Yeah,
He's charmed as
it basically just like turned its body like it was gonna lay down, but then it just kind of like stood back up because it can't go
okay.
prone.
Oh, but it's. Okay.
But it didn't do anything. It just sat there for its turn. Oh, it is now done though. I think with this, it's just the one turn.
I forgot what I was gonna do. I'm just gonna walk over here
Okay.
and close the door. Flaming door. Oh, also, I'm gonna roll a d10 since we forgot to do the whole fire damage thing.
It's called a 7.
Oh, I did it.
Oh,
I got
okay.
It.
All right, you take your number since you rolled it first.
Only
Only because you rolled it first.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to close the door for one thing.
I think it's gonna hit you on the way because it still gets 3 actions. It just doesn't use its turn.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yup. It's gone.
Jeez,
I
your
actually
AC is
used all
so
3
low.
of them.
You did.
Yeah,
That's
go.
crazy.
Never
Alrighty.
done that before.
That would have hit you too. Because your AC is
Nice.
doggy
I
dude.
would have shielded. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Alright, anything else?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna blast him again.
Blast him.
Hopefully this time it'll hit.
Oh shit, that does blast it.
That's good damage.
So you throw a chromatic orb at it, and it explodes in a blast of fire and ice. Probably a book about it. Who knows?
Nice.
Boom.
All right.
You guys are still surrounded by flaming paintings and
Yeah, let's put that out.
such. Okay. Well, I guess there's not really much else to keep the turn order up for. Frog.
I'm taking care of this frog.
I'm gonna put myself out.
What are you gonna do to take care of it?
I wanted to use my thingy on it to get it to come back to me.
Oh.
I don't know how that works with ghosts.
Why would you want it to come
Interesting.
back?
So what are
I
you?
won't pick it up.
Oh. Okay. I mean,
gonna
to
chuck
be
it in
fair,
the sun or
you can
something?
just outrace it, so you can pick it up. You can just run over there and grab
Right.
it too,
I'm gonna go pick up the frog.
because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have. I don't know if I have
Eat it,
stats
I
for just a
fucking dare
regular
you.
frog. Just munch it and then explode into a fiery. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay,
Yeah.
so you pick up the frog.
Hmm.
Uh huh. And
Me and the frog are
we-
just gonna go for a walk together.
oh, it has 20 feet of movement. It's actually pretty good.
The fast frog.
But you catch it eventually. That's what it says, 20 feet. Doesn't have an attack, but it has 20 feet of movement. Okay, so it is with you now.
I'm
in
gonna,
your
I'm
hands.
gonna pat Zoot off too and try and get the flame off him.
Okay, you can do that as an action.
Is there like a well nearby?
There's a chasm that goes down into darkness.
Not darkness for
Work.
very long. It's gonna be lit up.
That'll work. Is it really, really deep? Like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
it takes enough fall damage,
Probably.
I'll just chuck it over the side.
Alright, you just
Someone
yeet the
just
frog and
glance it over. Vesper just frog.
yeah, you guys just hear the echo of the croak as it just out of view. Alright, sounds good. Anyone wanna revive Zoot, or are we just gonna call it a day?
Just gonna poke and prod him.
Alright, well, he's no longer on fire, so that is good. Zoot, make a death save for me.
Ooh, unfortunate. Oh no, that was a joke. Why'd the dice do that to me?
Okay, anybody do anything?
What happened there?
I'll help put Zoot out.
I'm going over there. He's out. I'm gonna
He's
cast
out.
Get the red dot on.
mass healing word.
Sorry.
He's just a big dummy.
On my peeps.
All right. So 8 healing for everyone that is in the house, I guess, within range.
I'm gonna start walking down the street away from my house again.
So you don't want
So-
healing?
He's full. Yeah,
Trash.
it wasn't in
Why would
there.
he take damage?
I'm too good for your healing.
I see how it is.
Zoot's not getting up.
Oh, he's got 8.
No.
No, he's alive. He's alive.
Ow.
I shake.
Zoot!
Wake up!
So it's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Cast detect magic. You do not notice anything further in the room or in the area or within 30 feet.
Cool.
I'm also gonna give you one of my health potions.
I'm just.
I'm gonna
can
shove
hold
it down your throat before you.
Jesus.
Thank
All
No,
right.
I'm good.
I'm good. Good.
Dude drowns on a healing potion.
Well,
Okay.
he was
Hit him
revived,
so hard he fucking died.
but his lungs are full of potion. Hey, that's a higher number than last time.
Yeah. I also cure
Nice.
wound myself like twice.
Okay.
When I
so
make it
18
back
total.
from the chasm,
It's
I would like to.
Go ahead.
Oh, is it really far away?
No, it's
Oh.
like it's like right here. This is the black.
Oh. Oh, so I. Okay, anyway, I want to actively perceive again.
Okay, go ahead and make another perception check.
Oh, God.
11.
11. All right. Don't notice anybody. I mean, you notice Reynard obviously walking away. Hear the sounds of his handpan as he continues telling his one-of-a-kind story. But you don't see anyone looking out windows or anything. Yeah. It's pretty late. Most people are probably asleep. No one slinking in the shadows. Except for a frog who is still falling.
At least that we can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one that you notice.
Well, so will I know when my suggestion spell ends?
Probably not. I mean, I guess, because it's concentration. Sure.
Concentration.
Sure.
And when it ends when a party member does damage to the frog.
Well, she didn't do damage to it. She
Threw it off a
just
chasm.
picked it up.
If you push someone off a building and they die, you did kill someone.
Well,
Yeah, but
when
only
it hits
they-
the ground.
Only when they land.
When it hits the ground, yeah.
They haven't hit the ground yet? Oh my god, that's a far fucking chasm.
Turns out it's a chasm.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you'll sense it like in another minute or so.
Oh my god.
Christ, what's the...
It's just like there's not.
Wait, are
It's
the
it's been
standard
falling
rules
so
of
far.
gravity applying here? Like, are we
Yeah.
doing 9.8 times?
Yeah, what's the terminal velocity?
We don't
of a
do
frog?
math here. This is D&D.
Oh, okay.
20d6 is the answer.
Yeah,
Oh,
20d6 is the terminal velocity of anything.
Can I roll it?
Go for it. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Holy
You
shit.
know-
Everyone needs to do 5, right?
That's 59,
That'd be 30.
76 damage.
Oh shit, it's
Is it
alive.
dead?
It's probably still alive.
That's
But it's also super far down there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
it's
little-
effectively dead.
It's gonna be a while before it can get back up here to attack us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fell for about 2 minutes. That's pretty far.
Let's see
Mhm.
if it has enough gumption to get back. No.
You
Doesn't-
hardly
it doesn't,
even glance.
doesn't have enough time. Okay. So Vesper, you can return to the group if you'd like, or whatever. Raynard, I assume you're just going on for a while.
I will only approach the house if I am positive that no one else is watching the house.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you look around. You're pretty positive.
Okay.
I'm planning on bringing them like down the block a little bit for a couple minutes because you know the house is on fire, and then walking back.
Okay, sounds
Then
good.
I will cut out the remaining smoldering on the outside of the door,
Okay.
open it, and go, guys, what happened to stealthy?
And I will say it takes you guys a little while to put out everything. I mean, it's pretty concentrated based on the fact that the walls are stone, so it only spreads so much, but it takes, a couple minutes.
Well, I hadn't expected the flame elemental to be a coward and just walk away.
You guys are lucky that Reynard's such a talented storyteller.
Zoot's gonna go around and start mending stuff to make it look like fireball didn't go off in here.
Okay, sure.
What did you do?
It was in the kitchen.
So it was a kitchen fire?
No, it was a entryway fire.
They just started cooking.
I don't know what happened. I just ran in here and saw flame elementals and people on fire.
Yes, it seems this completely inconspicuous rug right here was actually a trap.
Well, the rug would have burned away by now. You see the glyph under
At
it.
the point where the rug used to be. Oh, well, it was there.
Aren't you all very magically talented and you couldn't pick that up?
No!
Well, you see,
You see, I'm not trained in magic. It just kind of happens. I'm cool like that.
I guess I could have. I was just very concerned about the dead cats. Oh, what is that voice? I was very concerned about the dead cats. That's
Wondering.
all. I wasn't really thinking about it. They have the same wounds that we found on Atticus and on Cassia.
But it's a cat.
Yes, which makes things a bit more interesting.
You find anything else interesting before you committed arson?
We didn't commit it.
I
It was the
didn't
fire
commit arson.
elementals.
The house committed arson on itself, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Cassia put them in place?
Well, no one outside seems to be paying much attention. Again, thanks to Reynard, who you all should give a thank you to.
Yes,
Thank
great.
you,
We love
Reynard.
Reynard. Good for him. Thank you.
Yes, he was much help with the flame elementals.
Well, I'm
I
pretty
guess-
sure he stopped one from, like, attacking you at some point. He turned the
Atticus
other one
tries-
into a frog. You mean, like, I don't know, one just, like, opened the door and walked out.
Looks at Cossack.
Yes, and that one is coward, and he deserved what came to him.
Well, I threw him over the cliff, so he
Exactly, he
hopefully
deserved.
shouldn't be bothering us.
No, I felt the spell I cast on him end, so I think he is wherever elementals go when they die.
Don't you have a book on elementals? Could you
Back to the
figure that
elemental
out?
plane.
I have a book on the elemental planes of air and water, not fire.
Well, you should have gone fire, obviously.
And Earth.
Alright, back to the library.
I'm gonna try and go up the stairs, kind of checking for traps this time.
Okay,
Along
make
every step that I take in this house from
an
now on.
investigation check.
Yeah.
I will be following Atticus, offering moral support.
Alright, Atticus, you gently, kind of pet your hands around and take a very light foot step onto each step as you go. The 7th step up, as you step on it, it creaks, and you keep walking up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Atticus, what are you doing? You could have killed us both.
I'm sorry.
Anybody else
This place is older.
going upstairs?
I will follow them upstairs.
Zoot will be keeping a large distance in between. Some might say about 20 feet.
Prospero, are you heading up as
Mm,
well?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Atticus is gonna make a single doot to heal himself.
Sounds good.
What a
Wait, was it
duck.
a D6? Right? Okay.
Sure.
Almost
I don't
thought I
know.
forgot for a second. Doot.
It wasn't a duck. It was the frog. It's still falling.
Classic.
All right. So Atticus, you walk upstairs into a hallway. There's a few paintings here, kind of in front of you on the wall. But not a whole lot else. There is a door on either side of the hallway, down to your right.
I will first check the left door.
Alrighty.
Floor plan of this house doesn't make any sense.
Floor plans of all the houses don't make any sense.
The,
Because I do
the
it fast.
grand room is 2-story, so there are no
Yeah.
rooms above it.
The living
Gonna
room.
go into this
Yeah.
diagonal corner.
It's above the diagonal kitchen. Okay,
Like-
so
Like one of the I guess both of the hallways are like 2 stories high.
it's everything except for the sitting room.
It's a Pontiff house. There's your answer.
Very weird.
Okay, so you open the door and within you see a bedroom, seemingly. To your left is a small writing desk with a little chair. There's also a bookcase across the hall, or like across on the other side against the wall, and a bed to your right.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and go to the other room first.
Okay, so it's behind Vesper, but yeah.
Oh, I'll
Or-
get out of the way. Sorry. Yeah, I'll move. Sorry, I'm typing though.
Very good. Okay, so you open the door here. This is what you know to be the study / like kind of library.
Yeah.
Bookshelves practically cover every patch of wall behind this or in this room, except for behind the desk and the chair, which are at the far side of the room, kind of towards the wall a little bit. Still in the center generally, but as you enter and observe what is inside, you are struck with the surprise of the fact that everything in here is terribly burnt, much worse than what happened downstairs. Even the floors and ceilings and walls are, to at least some degree, covered in scorch marks.
I'm still gonna try and investigate anything that I can find.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Investigate.
Investigate. Alrighty, you look around the room, not finding a whole lot. Even in like the drawers and kind of along the bookshelves, everything is horribly burnt and charred here. You don't notice anything too much of notice. It's honestly hard to really see or interact with much of this. A lot of it kind of just falls apart as you grab it.
So the black color was just definitely not just a random choice.
It was not. No.
Charcoal.
This is what happens when you leave your pizza in the oven for like an extra 20 minutes and forget it's there.
Hate that.
And then realize you wasted your money and you're still hungry.
With the like cardboard piece still attached to the bottom of it.
Oh no.
It's true. Although I feel like that would
boy.
just start another fire. We've had enough fires here. But yeah, I will say,
Can I feel around the floor for like a secret floor compartment?
sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Is this area still like stone and stuff?
2.
The floor, yes. 2.
Okay.
You feel around the floor.
3 minus 1, baby.
Feels real floory.
Ooh, big floors.
Oh,
Okay.
guys, I think I got a splinter from the stove. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I know when that
Stone
happened.
splinter.
Low rolls be like that though.
Oh no. Actually, I'm gonna let out another dude and try and heal myself because I realized that I get all the back. Burp.
Another duck / frog. Hard to say.
Atticus, you should really learn how to play that, like, nicer.
Well, you know, the art is complicated as it is, and learning 2 instruments is just way beyond my caliber. But I will try. Also, don't judge me.
And then I go to the bathroom.
Atticus, I guess I will say that as you're looking around, in the center of the room that you just walked out of is a very, like, it is a scorch mark, larger than the others. And you see rug fragments, I suppose, around here as well that indicate there maybe was a rug in here at one point in time.
You did you say that only like the sitting area was double high?
Yes. So this room that you were just in, the office, would have been above the dining room, and the bedroom above the kitchen.
Theoretically, wouldn't there be something right here though?
There's the door at the far end, back here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't even see that shit. What the fuck? Okay.
Sorry, I guess I should have mentioned it.
No, I'm just blind.
I can't see any of this shit either, so it's okay.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this room for stuff since
Okay.
it seems not burnt.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Ooh,
Alrighty.
good one.
You look around this room. You look through every drawer. You look basically in every book here. There's actually not much in this room at all. I mean, you did know that Cassia traveled all the way to Church Hall, and you kind of get the gist that she took most of what was important with her. I mean, there's still books on the shelves, but even the desk is fairly empty. There's no pen or quill or any sort of general tool. There's no journals or nothing. It's just, sheets of paper, a weight.
What a waste of a good investigation roll. All right, let's go to this room.
F in the
Door
chat.
over here.
Alright, you open the door. This room leads into a large closet, which there is clothes here, but there's also a very decently large section that does not have any clothes. Probably what she brought with her.
So check this room as well.
Alrighty, go ahead.
I'm going through your clothes, Cassie. I'm sorry.
She does have some nice clothes. I will say.
Nice.
Very good pieces.
Oh, for sure. There's some shoes here too. They look pretty nice. But
Put on her high heels.
Oh, Atticus, they make your legs look so long.
the tall ones, or
Oh yeah. We're
6-inch
talking like
stilettos, baby.
legs or like feet are in pain after setting them for a second, you know?
it's canon. Atticus now wears stilettos.
God. No, I'd take them off briefly.
Your movements drop to 20.
Oh no.
At least for
Being
now.
able to
Until
walk
you
in
get used to them.
heels is a fucking feat.
It is a
I
feat.
think that should be.
You have to take a level
like
every 4 levels.
Yeah.
Imagine. That's just the whole feat. You can wear stilettos and or high
And
heels,
and
your
move your
movement's
full
fine.
movement. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's considered rough terrain.
You get +1 to charm rolls.
Yeah, baby.
And you're taller.
Tied to leg seduction.
Specifically leg no other kind of seduction, just
Leg
the leg
seduction.
seduction.
Leg seduction.
Oh my God.
But yeah, you don't find too much else in the room. Again, it's fairly empty.
Did you check under the bed, Atticus?
I did check under the bed. I found her life savings of 2 gold.
Oh, brought that with her.
Dang it.
But there was a monster. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. A bed element.
I should have put a monster under the bed. It's just like a random something.
The boogeyman.
A mimic.
A bed mimic. Oh God.
Oh, this looks comfy.
Chomp.
Ooh, is the bed comfy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
She's
Is it pink?
the sheets are
Has,
pink.
like-
And it has those like kind of corner rails.
Atticus is really eager to live in this place now. Burned all over the place. Pink sheets.
Dead
I mean,
animals
stilettos.
downstairs.
I mean, it's got it all, really.
It's great. All right. So,
Alright.
what are you guys doing?
Well, that was rather uneventful. We found nothing.
Well, someone found something.
Yes, we
Or-
found fire.
I meant before. I mean, that room didn't burn
Oh,
on
yeah.
its own.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, they killed animals.
Gonna-
Does Does the office area look like there was maybe like a elemental summoned at one portion of the room? Then it kind of went all over?
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh ho! There we go.
Hard to say.
I'm gonna burn a sorcery point and redo it.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Flexing.
There we go. Not much better.
I'll say it doesn't look like there was a fiery creature scorching up a path through the room. Like most of the scorch marks are around the edge where there was furniture. Otherwise, there is the like decently sized one in the middle of the room as well.
Does it look recent or
It's all cold.
okay?
Hard to say based on like the actual burning look of it, or burnt look. But I will say that
Can we get like a handle? Like, did it burn when they like summoned the other two fire things, or does it look like it burned a while ago?
Oh, it yeah, definitely wasn't just now. It's definitely
Okay.
a while back.
Can I start taking books off a bookshelf?
Sure.
Just like looking to see if I can pick up one that doesn't crumble into ash?
Okay. Yeah, you pick up book after book after book. Most of them, I mean, they're not all crumbling per se, but like, the edges for sure break off a little bit. Some of them they just fall into ash, but others, you know, like you get a good like 2/3 or 3/4 of the book, and it's just mostly the corners and stuff that are kind of falling apart.
What's the book about?
About fire, because it's burnt. You can't really see the cover very
He
well.
had a copy of
Hey.
Kama Sutra too.
It's a legit question. I'm trying to see what she might have been reading up on
Well,
in her office.
looking through the whole room, there's like a lot of bookshelves. So the more you look, the more it seems like it's just like a general library collection. I mean, some of them look to be novels, some of them look to be things for study. Nothing particular, I would say, that like there's like a main section or something of anything. It just looks like
Precious,
a
the
home
third
library.
Cider novel, or had rather.
Atticus,
Lost
did you know
forever.
your cousin was a freak? No.
She's a freak because she only has the third one. She isn't on the first or the second. She's not like an in bed freak. She's just like a who the fuck does that?
As he goes pulling books off the shelves, do any of them trigger a secret door?
No, they do not. Unfortunately.
I do the super secret Pontiff knock on this wall right here
Okay.
to open up any secret doors that.
Make a perception
that-
check.
Ooh, 6.
Okay, you do the super secret Pontiff knock. And you listen very carefully.
Can I try to like discreetly like do it on the wall next to me so it sounds like it's echoing?
Sleight of hand, sleight of hand.
13.
13. Atticus, you hear the very faintest knockback.
Who? Cassia, is that you?
I'm really glad your passive perception is so low.
Is he like looking at the wall?
Yeah. He was leaning up
I-
against it.
Cast disguise self to look like Cassia.
Oh no. yeah, sure.
That's so mean.
You do that. You look like Cassia.
And
Atticus
I'm
is
just
kind
gonna
of like
stand in the middle of the hallway.
Atticus is like knocking, like on the wall.
Yeah,
There
try
it
to find. You notice out of the corner of your eye, someone that wasn't with you earlier.
I'm like, oh, hello! Oh, Cassia, you were here.
Of course.
It's not her, Atticus! I shout from the room.
What? I like touch her face, just like pat her around, like, what? Who is this?
Who do you think?
You would feel the horns. probably.
Well, first I thought you. Oh, it's just Vespa.
Does Cassia not have horns?
I mean, not the exact same horns as you.
It's a different style.
So she would have like maybe some horns in like a similar location, but he like is gonna like try to grab them and then just like they're gonna be like slightly, you know, like his finger will go into the horn like a quarter of an inch or whatever, and he's.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think Voidborn have small like horns or bumps. They definitely don't have the.
The horns like I have.
Yeah.
They're not so protruding.
Yep.
Alright.
Atticus lets loose a little tear down his cheek.
So how put together is the desk still?
I mean, it's still standing, but it's definitely charred and scorched.
I open the desk.
Okay.
You open the entire
There's,
desk.
I mean, yeah, there's some drawers on the side.
Cracks
Yeah,
it open.
what's in them?
Not a whole lot in here. I mean, probably like a few spare coins that she missed on the way out the door. We'll say 3 silver.
Door.
But otherwise, I mean, there's an ink well pen. I think that's what they're called. Ink well pen. That's a thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then another paperweight, I guess, made of metal that did not burn. But there's a lockbox, but it's open and empty.
Is there a false bottom?
There's not.
Try turning the key in the lock.
Is there a true bottom?
No, it's just goes through.
Dang it. Okay. I tried.
But I don't even really know what we're looking for.
Well, it seems there's nothing here.
Hmm.
I have to agree with you, I think. There's nothing in this office that isn't ash.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'm back to square one.
Were we ever even at square one?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe back to 0. I don't know.
I thought we were getting somewhere with the fire elementals. Apparently not.
Have you tried using the key in the door? I'm just saying, maybe everything resets.
Do we want it to reset on the fire elementals though?
Well, now that you know that they're there, you can just dispel them.
I can't. Can
Someone
you? I wish I could.
I don't have anything prepared at the moment.
Well,
I mean, I suppose if we're not going to be finding anything, we should probably get out of here,
agreed.
considering it's a small crowd and it's a fire elemental. The noise of the explosion. We should probably shouldn't stick around.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Let's head out.
Alright, so you guys walk back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Start your way out of the house. I guess I can delete the rug now since it's burnt. Are you guys heading back to Zoot's?
You're
I think so.
Yeah.
Alrighty, sounds good. We'll go back to the map, I guess. Get this shit out of here. put that back on, because why not? Alright, so you guys make your way back to Zoot's house, arrive pretty late. I mean, it doesn't take too long to get around, but it's now, through everything that's happened, like going on 2 a.m. Rainer, you would notice them leaving too. Assuming you guys aren't going invisible or something.
Is my story over?
Eventually, yeah.
Well, then I'm saying until it's done.
How long does it last? Is it like does it have a limit or anything?
Well, I mean, like the enthrall was a pretty short period. It's a minute.
Oh yeah, true.
But like, if I'm still telling the story and there's nothing to distract them.
I think based on everything else, yeah, they probably would get tired and want to go about what they were doing after pretty much after the enthrall kind of ends. So you would have made your way down the street and a bit of ways.
If we went down the street, if there was a bar, I would make my way in there and continue the story.
Okay,
Or start a
sure.
new one.
Sounds good. So while you guys are going about that, Reynard has gone into a bar, and when you come back out, you do not see him.
He met at home last night. I'm sure he's fine.
He said he was pretty messed up last night.
I mean, he was drunk, but he was fine. I just played him a little tune on Atticus's violin, and he fell right asleep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I mean, we can regroup back at the house and figure out what the next steps are.
Perhaps take a rest. You're not looking so great, Zoot.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too great either. Yeah.
Alrighty, so you guys head back to the house. Arrive at Zeed's house. Easy enough. Not too many people walking around, but
Can I, on our way back, just like see if anyone's following?
sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
14?
14. As you walk by a tavern, leaving this sector, you do hear one guy talking about this really cool fire guy that just turned into a frog, and then he was gone all of a sudden, and the craziest thing happened, and all this stuff. But you do not see anyone following you. You do not see too many people walking around. You probably would notice eventually, well, not eventually, but like shortly after leaving the house, down the sector a little ways, there appear to be a few guards who are going that direction, walking with decent pace, but they're not like running. It's just word has gotten there.
Can I, like if I see that, can I, like, duck into, like, a shadow or something?
Well,
and
they're
just
not.
see, like,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna, like, I just want to see what they do.
Like within eyesight of the house?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. They are going to basically walk up to the house, take a look at it, and I guess they'll walk up to the front door and knock. Stand there for a second. Nothing really happens. They basically knock again, wait a little while, and then open the door, walk inside.
That's my home, you bastard.
But yeah, I guess you would see them kind of looking around a little bit through the window. But it's kind of hard to see them once they get inside of exactly what they're doing.
Are they fair folk, Assini?
Both fair folk.
Okay. Assuming they don't do anything odd, I'll
They do not.
go back
No.
to Zeus.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, they just look like they're looking around, kind of investigating whatever the fuck happened there. But you head back to Zoots eventually. Everyone meets there besides Raynard. Anything else you want to do?
Go to bed.
Let's take first watch.
Sounds good. Raynor, how late are you staying out?
I guess it matters how many bars they pass the way back.
I mean, it's a fairly large city. There's a decent amount of bars.
It'll be pretty late.
Okay. All right. We'll say you get back
boy.
by.
I'll go out with him
5.
for 1 or 2 drinks.
You don't know where he
I'll-
is.
Oh damn!
Sorry.
I wanna go.
Wait, I mean, you can always go drink with him tomorrow.
I'll just go by myself.
Okay. All right. So, but eventually, everyone makes it back. Vesper, you're taking the first watch. Anything you want to do while sleeping, or not? While everyone else is sleeping. Sorry, that was hard.
Yeah. What I just
Sounds good.
messaged you.
Alrighty. I will have to make that information and give
That's
it to
fine. That's fine.
you.
If you have like the very specific information I'm looking for, I'll take it now.
I will give it to you in context because that's more fun.
Damn it, Alex.
Answers. I'll send it to you like when I do it though, not next week.
No, that's fine. Whenever you get around to it.
I know the exact answer, but I'm not gonna give it to you because
Oh,
it's more fun.
Could have picked the book I knew you had already written for me.
Could have.
It's fine.
That's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so the 4 hours goes by. While you're like on watch, I guess an hour later or so, Prosper would come back. And then towards the end of your watch, Raynor will also come back. So any interactions you'd like to have there, otherwise. Nay? Alright.
No, I don't think so.
Do you guys come back and go to sleep after you are done drinking and storytelling, Prospero and Raynard?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So your watch ends, you get ready to go sleep. Kozak wakes up. Kozak, anything you'd like to do?
I'll read the cardistry and tarot book.
Sounds good. You are versing yourself in the ways of the card. It sounds so like, I don't know, it's like some sort of like weird Yu-Gi-Oh thing. The heart of the cards. Okay, but your watch goes by. I guess Prosper will wake up. Prosper and Raynor will be waking up way later, but most people are going to wake up about 10 a.m. Most people being Vesper, Zoot, Atticus, and I guess Kozak's already awake.
Yep.
So the 4 of you are awake in Zoot's house in the morning. Nothing chaotic has happened overnight. Prosper's gonna be asleep for another hour, and then Raynard for another 2 after that, or so.
Maybe have any sort of plan.
Well,
Survive.
that was about it to try to find out who Atticus got duped by.
Well, and Atticus, you didn't get any sort of lead from the book you got.
Other than a lot of fingers pointing towards the fair folk, which I don't know what I can do about an entire race.
Is there like something in Alenora that is particularly like fair folkian?
Well, I mean the glitter in the halls, but like, I don't. Is there something in the book? Any locations?
Someone got a book on the glittering holes. Ah, fuck, he's asleep.
I mean, we can have this conversation in an hour or two when they wake up. I can go get small finger sandwiches.
For breakfast.
Why don't I go pick up some eggs and bacon instead? You do have a frying pan, right?
Well, I mean, I could make one. But no, that's a joke. I do have a frying pan.
I'll go get food for breakfast while we're waiting for everyone to wake up.
I'll go clean off the frying pan.
Alrighty, sounds good.
How much is breakfast food gonna cost me?
We'll say a silver.
Breaking the bank.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
Is there one of those like sending places like there was in Search Hall here?
Yeah, there would be. It would probably be, there would be two. One in the upper. Where would they be? Let me think about it. I'd say probably one in the upper Primal and one in the lower Sectari.
Lower Sectari.
Wait, and Zoot is
Yeah, I can
in
see it.
what? Where is he?
Medial Triter.
Fuck, that's so far away from everything else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the long route to get breakfast because I want to go by one of those places.
Alright, sounds good.
Breakfast is now lunch.
Is it also 15 or 10 gold or whatever it was last time?
Yeah. I think it was. We'll say it's 10, because there's two.
Oh.
I think
I'll
it was like
message you.
13, but yeah, whatever. It's 10 here. Assuming no one else does anything pressing, eventually Prospero will wake up and Reynard after him. So by the time Reynard wakes up, it's gonna be 1 p.m.
It's brunch, not breakfast.
Zoot's eating finger sandwiches, ma'am. You've missed your due date.
I'm making brunch. I am going all out. Vesper is making brunch for everyone.
Okay, well you got like
Sounds good.
2 pans to work with, so you've got the big and the small one.
Make it work.
I'm eating brunch with a side of
I
finger
like-
sandwiches.
I like slap myself and catch hellish rebuke, and that's how I cook everything.
You're just holding the pen at an angle, just like. Nice.
Like slice myself with a knife. I don't know.
Whack yourself with the pan might make sense.
I'm kidding. I'm not doing that.
I don't know, you said it. So.
Reinhardt, have you read your book on the glittering holes?
No, I have not. Thought other ones were more pressing. Should I have?
Just grasping at straws.
What? How did the search go yesterday? You guys find anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there wasn't much there. Zoot goes and grabs another finger sandwich.
I'm sorry, Atticus.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's been quite some time. They had plenty of opportunity to ransack the place.
I'm just surprised. I'm awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought we would have found something.
Well, we found out they've been there. So that means they knew where it was. So that's something, I guess.
There was a bunch of ash.
It's also technically something, I guess.
Well, and they did take the worksheet she was writing anyway from her satchel when they killed her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was.
I don't know if this is like a weird thought, but when I was drunk last night, I kind of had it. This entire time, these Yokai, they've been, stealthy and stabbing people. I don't know about you guys, but a giant fireball in a house and fire elementals and burning the place down doesn't sound like the same thing that we've kind of gone through, or you've gone through before and told me about.
Well, you said they were glyphed, weren't they?
Yeah, they were glyphed. We didn't ever actually fight anyone.
I imagine that was just Cassia's version of locking her door.
Hmm.
She
Atticus,
could
does
have
that
just
sound like
locked her doors, though.
Well,
We
that's
can't-
why I think the key, like, I feel like the key is important.
the key didn't unlock the house?
The door is just unlocked.
I will say, I believe you asked Cassia if she was able to use magic, and she said, like, very baseline, limited stuff that she's tried out.
Oh yeah, we did have that conversation.
Not that that doesn't mean she couldn't have someone, like, pay to do that or whatever, you know, but
So is that to say that, like, whatever those glyphs were higher than basic level stuff?
yeah, yeah.
She can't conjure
I would
fire
say, like,
elemental.
out of game terms, the way she was talking about it, it was like maybe some cantrips. Like, you know,
Okay.
maybe she can, like, she's been practicing the light cantrip kind of thing. Like, nowhere near the kind of thing that conjures elementals or leaves glyphs around for that kind of thing.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, based on the information that we all knew and definitely didn't forget, we should have been looking for a keyhole somewhere in the house.
I think the key was just for the door.
Did you try it? That's what I was saying.
No, I did not try it, no.
I think I agree with Vesper. I think that's our really only lead if everything else is burnt down. I think someone should go back and try it.
Yeah, and to be fair, I fixed most of the fire damage in there, so it's not really. I don't know. No, the guards definitely would have found the dead animals. Gotta be.
The dead animals?
Yeah, the yokai were definitely there. They had unfortunately, the pets of the house were killed in much the same manner as their owner.
That's
So
horrifying.
it was not a fun sight. Also, but funny enough, it did look like there was a bird area, but no birds were found.
Maybe the yokai are avian in nature. Like
So-
owls or something.
Well, I've been trying to
Two
tell you this whole time,
campaigns.
but I think the yokai are just scapegoats. I believe the people that are doing this are the fair folk.
That's
Well,
kind of a
it's kind of
broad statement.
racist,
Yeah.
Atticus,
Oh,
to blame it on an entire race
Oh
of
shit!
people.
Did I forget? My
Zoot's bloodletting is in an hour.
my old mind. Here, stab yourself with this. Save me some time.
Wait, is that how the fair folk live so long? They just drink people's blood?
No, we don't drink people's blood.
Vampire.
We just stab people and drain their life force. Now,
I'm
go.
not
Would
even
you
gonna insight
accompany
check
me
that.
into the side room for a minute?
No, I wasn't going to go into your garage. I'm not going to go into the side room either.
Zoot's house is just spawning more rooms.
I'll get you one of these days.
I know.
So, Atticus, what exactly does your book say then? Like, how reliable is it that they don't exist and they're scapegoats?
Because there's no actual proof of anything like the yokai existing.
Right. Well, let's say they don't exist. Why would our fair folk, in particular, have it out for you?
I don't think they have it out for me. I'm like a loose end, if you will. And so they don't want us to come back here and expose them of what they're doing.
Then you must know something very deep in your mind.
Well, I know that I didn't kill all the people in the first place, why I got exiled. That is what I know.
Was there someone else on the expedition with you that they never found?
As far as I remember, no.
Out of curiosity, Alex,
What's that?
sizing of the house wise of like Atticus's cousin's house, would you assume that there would be an attic? Like so, we know it's 2 stories. I was like, is there obviously like another story above it, or
Probably
is it
not.
like okay?
I guess technically the houses here wouldn't even have to have angled roofs, because
Yeah, there's
what
nothing.
is it gonna do? Rain on them?
Yeah.
But no, I would say, based on kind of like what you saw from the outside, it didn't look like it was holding a secret, like, space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like a basement. It didn't look like it could have a basement.
I mean, basement potentially, but it would have been straight to the ground. I mean, you didn't see any signs of one, I would say. Like, there was no, like, cellar doors or anything.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Atticus,
who knows?
Atticus, do you know what kind of birds she had?
Bartender.
She mentioned you guys that she had parrots.
Ooh.
Like,
That's what we'd like to hear, parrots. Where the fuck are parrots?
Parrots are creatures that mimic behavior.
Ooh.
I mean, we had someone that could just talk to parrots or squirrels or anything like that,
That-
so it doesn't really
that-
matter what type of bird.
That's a good point.
they don't know.
So I guess the question is, maybe we try to find the parrots? I guess it's not really a question, that's just kind of a statement.
Did it look like the parrots could have got on their own, or or taken
In theory,
or...
there was holes between the hallway and the animal room, and then also like the flap between the hall and the sitting room. But all the windows you found were closed. Not that to say that something couldn't have happened with it, but I mean it's possible.
I think we have to go back and spend a lot more time going through like every corner, making sure everything's how it seems. I mean, the place was mainly burned down and everything. Probably just trashed the place.
I think we should go figure out what that key actually opens. If it's the front door, it's the front door, but...
We might wanna. It might be one of those things you might wanna lay low on for a little bit before we head back, though. I think. I don't know.
There's probably guards by the house at this point.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we could always just walk by and see what's going on.
Or
I
just
think
send...
someone trapped it for us.
Just send 2 people.
I think someone trapped it for us, and they could trap it again if they realized we were there. The longer we wait, the more likely that is to happen.
You think just send 2 people in?
Be wary of traps.
Okay. I mean,
I still think we should make sure that there's no guards, guarding it, or any security. But it might be worth a shot. Also, just have the sending stones, and if more fire creatures come out, maybe we just run instead of
I think that's smart.
yeah.
Either that or have Raynor told them to frogs, because that worked really well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you make friends with one, tell it to jump off a cliff, and then throw the other one off again.
You can't
said-
tell them to jump off a cliff. So they won't do it.
Well, okay, ask them nicely.
They still won't do it.
Oh. Okay, how about this? How about you get them to stand on the edge of the bridge and then you push them?
What
That
if
could work.
you cast the like miragey landscape spell and then have them walk over it?
Well,
That spell is pretty complicated, no?
yeah, if we were talking about the Mirage Arcane spell, I think we're a little
I was thinking of whatever spell we were talking about after our campaign last week.
Hallucinatory terrain.
That terrain, that one.
Oh, well, that only
was
works on like
the
nature
distant
terrains. That doesn't work on random.
Well, we're underground. It is nature.
You guys seem to know a lot about spells that are higher than your caliber.
We were talking about that in
I don't know what you're talking about, Atticus. I have 2 spell slots now. I'm basically invincible.
What's a spell slot?
I've been tricked by many a hallucinatory terrain.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm surprised you've met so many high-powered mages and lived.
Well, speaking of the mages, that Atlas guy seems like a
Slept
good
with
guy.
a lot of mages. Does that
That's a-
count?
That's a
Of course,
different take.
I mean, yes, of course.
Absolutely. What were you saying, Reynard?
The Atlas guy that we saw, he seems like actually a pretty good person. Maybe maybe a little showboaty, but I think he's doing it for a good reason.
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna read up on him, and
It was kind of cute.
well,
I don't
that's
know.
not what I meant.
The notes were pretty clear he was a 0 out of 10.
It sounds like he might be one of the next in line to be a future Archmage.
That
Do you think he could be of help of some sort?
is Archmage like a good thing, a bad thing? I'm not from here. I have no frame of reference.
It sounds like it's just a leadership position.
Sounds really powerful.
It's usually a very, very powerful wizard.
He's like a mage, but stronger and archer.
But
Sounds
that's,
like a good asset to have.
You think we could recruit him?
I think if there's going to be someone that might have more ideas about what's happening to you, he seems like someone trustworthy. You know, at least from what the book said.
Are you proposing we chase him down?
Was Atlas a human or what? What was he again?
Atlas is a hill elf.
Hill elf. Okay.
Also, you're making an awful lot of assumptions about a book. You know,
Who?
books and reality don't often go one in one. You can make a propaganda piece about somebody terrible, makes them seem great.
I wasn't saying I trust the book. I'm saying if he's that good, it might be something worth looking into. Not like, oh, let's go blindly do this.
Well, I mean, we can certainly keep it in mind in the future. I think
I think
maybe.
I think that if what we're experiencing is not the Yokai, but is a mage that's been around for a long time, I don't think any of us are properly equipped for it compared to what he would be.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
No way the puppet master in my life would give me something I can't fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously not. I only presented the gesture to you in like session 4. Well, you weren't there, but everyone else.
Fuck the jester.
he did instantly power word kill Leary, but you know,
Did.
I digress.
And then what was it? Revive? No, what's it called? Resurrection.
Revive?
Resurrection. Yeah. He's just like, oh yes, here's a diamond. Welcome back. Fucking asshole. Anyway, who's the jester?
Who knows?
You.
A gold dragon.
I know exactly where he is. Okay, sorry. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, we can look at the glittering halls in the meantime, but I think that if we plan on going back to the house, and I think we should, then maybe we should maybe keep a loose eye on it for the next couple days and wait for the guards to leave before we try to find the origin of that key.
What time of day is it?
It is about 1 p.m. right now.
Okay.
If you guys want to read what I read about Atlas, I gave you the book, and I'll read about the glittering halls.
Yeah, I mean, I would also like to look over that yokai book. If there's something weird going on with the fair folk, maybe there's something I could see. I don't know.
You have any, like, fair folk rituals?
Yeah, just in the other room. You want to come on?
It's like an initiation thing, 'cause I really don't want to be hazed right now.
Yeah, it's just a blood ritual. It's no big deal. You
I
just
did one of those cooking this morning. It's fine.
What?
Zoot says blood ritual. Gozik's gonna kind of scoot out the door.
yeah, it just involves draining people of all their blood. It's fine.
Oh my. Are you one of the yokai?
Pulls out his dagger and he's like, "Yeah, this handy thing right here is really just it's great." Put it back in.
I will say that the dagger's definitely not large enough to make a slit like that. But who knows?
Yeah,
I'm gonna start
you
reading about the glittering halls, though.
yeah, you guys haven't been in my lab. Your host in there. Could have a whole fucking Gundam if I wanted to. Well, not if I wanted to, but if Alex let me.
You are pretty old. No, I'm just kidding.
Alex, please check your DMs.
We've been
give me-
trying to contact you about
Stop
this
it.
Oh no.
Oh no! I got one of those calls today.
No.
I got 2 of them the other day, like right after another. I'm
I was
like,
like-
damn, I
I was
got a
like,
lot
how
of
many-
extended warranties for a 14-year-old car.
They come in from like because my phone's area code is from like my main cell phone number. So
Mhm.
they always come in from Maine, and I bought my
Mhm.
car in Minnesota. So like they're always like, "Your car's extended warranty seems to be," and I'm like,
Hmm.
Tell me more about this car you think I have."
Mhm.
It's like when I got calls from like credit card companies before I had a credit card.
That's always fun.
I'm like,
Whew. Okay, but yeah. Let's see. Dun, dun. Okay, so the plan is very simple, of course.
So are we on board with like trying to go back into the house at some point? And
Yes.
yeah, like try to go back into the house at some point. I guess potentially send just Vesper and
You don't want me to go investigating.
I thought you. Oh, I don't want to go back in.
Oh, you know, there is something that I remember from that rug, actually.
The rug.
Just came to my mind for some reason, almost as if a blip came into my
No,
feed.
just relax.
The rug didn't explode immediately after stepping on it. We seem to have went around the house, and then when we came back, it went off.
So you're
So-
saying someone was watching and triggered it?
Yes, that or there's some kind of code, you know, maybe with the key or something. It is possible that someone was watching, though.
I mean, I tried to keep a really good eye out for people like that, though. I didn't
mean,
see anything.
Maybe it was someone
Granted, like,
in the
maybe
crowd.
my eyesight wasn't great, but I don't know.
Well, I mean that's something we can take another look at when we head back. But as of right now, I think that we'll maybe we just take it easy for a day. Do some catch up on our reading. Maybe check in on the house every once in a while, just see if it's being guarded, if there's people going in and out, trying to figure out what happened, whatnot.
Yes, I also want to find out the legitimacy of this author of this book, because perhaps I can't even entrust the details of it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What's the author's name?
His name is Ari
Zoot?
Fillion.
Zoot Yeeper, god damn it.
Sold
Get
out.
rid of this guy.
I was thinking about visiting the Siliu, the Council of Elders in Alanora. They're in Lower Triter. Perhaps we should go there and ask them.
Well,
or perhaps back to the library that we got the book.
A spelling for that?
Which one?
Atticus, I hate to
Council.
break it to you, but aren't you? Oh, are you exiled from Alanora or from your family?
Oh, just from my family. I stayed in Alanora for 13 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see. Well, I mean, I suppose it couldn't hurt to try to bring it up, but
I'm not sure if I should go to them myself, but perhaps you guys should, or could talk for me. And not mention that I'm here.
I mean, we if we were going to bring it up to some grid authority, I feel like we would still need some better evidence than we believe him.
Zoot, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me. And sorry, I was messaging, so this is like a slightly bit back, but
You're
okay.
making me work for it, and it's pissing me off.
You don't know if Zoot has blood rituals going on.
That's the Arcana check.
Oh wait, I have advantage on these.
Yep, advantage and a 3 trillion modifier. Okay. I will say that you do know of a spell that requires a glyph that can be set behind as long as it needs to be, and triggered. The trigger that can set it off, because you can set it off to be a trigger, or you can set it off based on you setting it off. If you set off with a trigger, you can put very specific, like a very specific trigger, up to the point where like you can choose a type of humanoid or a type of creature or a weight or something of that kind.
Like as if to say, you could have it trigger at Voidborn or Orsini.
Potentially.
That is, yeah, that is kind of when it went off, huh?
Mm-hmm. Did anyone else step on it before you did?
Yeah, Prospero did.
I did. Not before, but it was
Before-
like,
No, before it went off, yeah.
oh yeah.
And then we went around the house, looked around, and then I was gonna go up the stairs, and before I hit the stair, it went off.
Then when
'Cause
I
I
said
went
I'd
past the
follow
rug.
you, it went off. I moved. Maybe it discriminates against thick boys.
That's why it wouldn't go off for me, though. I'm a thin boy.
And
Alright.
it took one look at Prospero's dump truck ass and was like, we gotta fight this thing with fire.
It didn't go off for you.
Yeah, it did though.
No.
No, it exploded on Atticus.
Why would they set it to
Atticus
look for
was
a Kirmadir?
making his way across the room
Because
towards
I'm
the stairs.
special. Okay.
Yes, that's why they wouldn't
See,
look
could
for
the
it.
trigger be like going up the stairs specifically?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I'd
So
stepped on it
he moved
before
his
then.
character fairly fast in the game, so it was a little hard to trace it. But it was when he was stepping onto the rug.
Yeah.
He
So
moved
I
it.
was
He
trying to
moved
go
his
up the
like
stairs.
in-game character like 2 or 3 squares at a time. So I had to like kind of
Oops.
like mention like
I'm
it was
sorry.
as he was going to. No, it's fine.
So
Yeah,
like
normally it's fine. You know, I'm just. It happened as he
the notion
stepped on the rug.
that it was Atticus who triggered it is probably
True. Yes.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the timing of it and what Zoot brought to the table, thinking about it as you guys had been discussing it and all that, it seems good.
I have a wild plan.
Well,
We should send Atticus out all by himself into like the middle of a square, and everyone circle up, and then just wait to see who decides to attack him.
What?
Oh, that's my favorite plan.
Do I get a say in this?
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
See ya.
Okay.
Get going.
All right, let's do it. Fuck.
No.
You realize these people are invisible and they could just stab me before anyone gets to me.
Yeah, that's true. But that's a risk we're willing to take. No, I do actually. If we're gonna do something like that, I do think that
I will say, Atticus, you, in your waking stupor, you saw something as you like after you had been stabbed, but then it disappeared.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's not necessarily inherently an invisible creature because you saw something.
Sneaky.
But
It
it
just
maybe they
moves
go
in the
invisible
shadows,
or
yeah.
teleport or whatever. Yeah. So just for clarification's sake, that is something that you
Well-
know because you were there after getting stabbed.
Benjamin was there too, I promise.
Watch the VOD. No, no.
We're gonna take it easy for a couple of days then? Like,
yeah,
I know you have stuff you can work on.
I do. Going back to that other plan, just for an idea, I just had one comment on it. If we're gonna do something like that, I do have the ability to reveal invisible things. So, and I do have the ability to disguise myself. So, if we were gonna do that, it might be better suited if I was the one walking around as Atticus instead of Mr. I'm gonna get stabbed and take half my hit points in one go.
Can you
What's a hit point?
be as tall as him?
Let me read.
You double your height. No.
How do you rule floating? Tight.
I mean, it's just height. You're just above the ground. So like you're like visibility over things is good, but I mean you're still only so tall.
In a cloak, probably. Might not be identical, but
Can probably look closer to Atticus than he can.
yeah, that's fair. Why'd you have to be so tall? Yeah, but maybe we don't send Atticus as frail as he is.
That was kind of more of a Hail Mary solution. I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, that's fair, but I don't think it's a horrible idea. Maybe not a great idea, but not a horrible idea from where I stand right now.
You guys know where Go went off to?
Oh, who knows? Well, I would say he usually goes off to scam people, right?
Yes, but I feel
I
like we're in
mean-
the middle of discussing something important.
Well, maybe if someone wasn't threatening to blood sacrifice him, he would have stayed.
Well, maybe he should stop being so racist towards fair folk.
I was
Pretty sure
not
that
being
was
racist
Atticus.
towards fair folk. So
see
was
there-
Atticus.
See, there he is.
Wasn't be.
Welcome
I'm,
back, Go.
I'm not there. That's Henrich interjecting. You're getting your people confused.
Oh, I was like saying that like as a, okay, anyway. Yeah, no, I fully understand that you were not the one doing that. You just got skeeved by it. But so did Go, for reference, did Go not come back with us?
No, Go left when you made the bloodletting joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like
He slid
a
out the
joke
door.
leave. I didn't know that was like an actual leave.
I mean,
No, he slid out the door.
it might have seemed like it, but then when you came out to check, like, okay, go, we're just kidding, he was gone. So.
Oh.
Go gone.
So, what are we doing the rest of the day?
Oh, well, we got a lot of reading to do.
I don't so much, but I can keep myself entertained.
Yeah, that's fair. If anyone wants to use my workshop, it's got plenty of tools in there. Just don't touch the sand. It will be... there's hot metal in there. Just a heads up. And then,
That's what he was doing.
yeah.
I'm gonna go entertain myself.
I'm also
guess.
going to entertain myself with Vesper.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Just gonna follow Vesper.
Oh.
Oh, okay. With Atticus, could I borrow that yokai book? I just wanna.
Yes, of course.
And Zoot'll like pop a squat on his
Hey.
favorite recliner.
Alex, I can copy paste if you want, if you're busy.
What's happening? Sorry, I'm definitely not
Zoot
responding to
is
those.
borrowing my yokai book.
Okay, go for it. You can send it. I'll just.
Alright, I got it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I'm gonna continue reading the Glittering Halls book.
Let's see.
Glittering Halls book, got it.
Oh, that is a lot.
Not done.
Oh no. This is a fucking conspiracy. I'll read this before bed. Sheesh.
It's a conspiracy.
Oh, there's more.
There you go.
There it is. That's the end. That's.
Yep. You skim the end. So.
By the way, I don't have to know anything about this Ari. I'm gonna. Can I check the back of the book see like?
This book is. It's not a book so much as it is an article.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I don't like the Eleanora paper.
Kind of.
Oh, so when Benjamin earlier said that there was an author that was not him making up a name, there was actually an author?
No,
Yeah.
the name is Ari. Yeah.
Oh, then I would have tried to do a history check on that. I legitimately thought he was just messing around and just like,
No.
oh yeah, this person wrote it. Like, haha.
That's the guy.
The two of you can make a history check.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rainer, you don't recognize it. Zoot, you don't necessarily recognize it, but you remember seeing the name.
Wait, I'm gonna flash of genius this bitch.
Was that add a number or is it advantage? I don't remember.
Adds 4.
That's 4. Okay. I will say that. One sec. Let me
remember
scroll.
something.
Right as you're about to forget, you don't. You know. Okay. You recognize the name. You have read at different times in. Essentially, like opinion pieces, in the paper, in the Daily Eleanora, or whatever. That's what it's called now. That's how D&D works. You just say it and it's real.
Yep. Canon.
So you've read the name before. You've read. I mean, you probably. I don't know how much you would have actually read from him, but he's gone over a whole bunch of different topics. Generally considers himself to be very intelligent and not like a know-it-all per se, but kind of. Like, he definitely acts like someone that's like, I mean, he's backed up with research generally, but the general consensus is that he's kind of an ass, but he's also not wrong. Generally. Or at least, like, he backs his stuff up with facts kind of thing. So, I guess that's a better way to say it.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is a very old Fairfolk man. Like.
Okay, so he.
Probably older than Zoot.
And it's pretty clear that he probably lives in the town where he writes.
Yeah, he lives here.
We just don't know where.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna do some reading.
Yeah, it took me a good 30 minutes to get through. Just trying to listen and read at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I'm having all kinds of conversations. Raynard, you said you were just reading Glittering Halls. Kozak's out and about. Zoot is now reading as well.
In his recliner. And along the way, I'm gonna try to teach Jeff some words in writing.
in what language?
I mean, this is in common, I assume. Right?
With this. Sorry.
Yeah, with the article.
Yeah, it would be in common. And are you trying to teach him to write or to read? It sounds
Just
like to
read.
read. Okay.
Just to read.
Cool.
Prospero, honest. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
I was just gonna say Atticus is gonna crack open his other book.
Sounds good. I'm getting book requests everywhere.
Prospero, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say you are at the art of seduction?
The art of what? I don't consider myself a seducer, so I would say a humble 4.
Right. Okay.
Why?
Well, I'm much better at this when I have like a partner I can work off of, but they kind of need to be, better than a 4.
Why would you think I'm trying to seduce you in any way? Are you trying to seduce me?
No, that's not what I was getting at. I want to seduce somebody else,
Okay.
but it works a lot better when there's like 2 people work.
You want to have a threesome?
No, well,
Okay.
no, maybe
Okay.
later.
So you're trying to seduce someone, but it has to be someone who is also a seducer.
Yeah.
So then if you were never trying to seduce me, what's the problem?
She's trying to make competition, you idiot.
They're gone out of the house.
Oh,
But
sorry, I thought
you hear
said
your
they're- I thought you said
conscience
that-
in the back of your
I thought you
head.
said that- I thought you said that they're out, like walking out, not they're out. Sorry.
You still hear it in the back of your head.
Well, no hard feelings. I'm sure you'll find someone who, is more seductive. Do you want me to help you find that person? Perhaps I could be your wingman?
No, not right now. That's fine. Thank you, Prospero, though.
Alright, I'm always here to help, I'm over here in the friend zone.
Not
just gonna...
quite sure I know what that is.
Oh. Finally, I know something the others do not. Well, come on, Asterius. Let's go, boy.
You're leaving then?
Just gonna take a walk.
Alright. I mean, I was enjoying your company.
Oh, I thought I'd made it awkward, but I can stay. How are your books?
Well, you know the one. Very interesting. Lots of pictures.
Challenging.
Indeed. And then I've got the sequel to your first book, but I feel like I need to read the first book first.
Oh, I just finished it. Yeah.
So maybe we can trade. Yeah, it's great. It's it's called Hooves and Horns.
Oh, excellent. I wonder if they'll well, no spoilers.
Yeah. I'll read the first one and then we can talk about it,
You might particularly enjoy chapter 5. That's all I'll say.
And then I was looking through this other book last night, and I think it's going to take about a week for the information to really sink in.
Oh. I see.
And the other book I haven't read yet. I'm kind of nervous about it, honestly.
That one would take less time to set in.
Not my fault, but I was more interested in one than the other.
Which one's the confusing one?
The one that's gonna take some time. It's just a book of guard uniforms.
Oh, that's interesting and useful.
Yes. And the other is sort of just to try to figure out what my mom does. Because I guess I'm meddling in her life now.
Well, I mean, at least your mother's interesting.
Do you think so?
I mean, she leads a mysterious life. Not to shit on my mother, but she just cooks fish all day.
I bet you got to spend time with her growing up.
Yes and no. As the oldest son, they usually made me spend time with the other men folk. But I'm sure my mother had some interesting stories from her youth. But honestly, both of my parents look ancient. It's hard to believe they were ever young.
Well, I wasn't raised by my mother, so I don't really know.
Ooh. Well, now you seem to have a very close relationship.
I mean, she pops in like once a month, and I love her a lot, and she's really great, and she helps me do really cool things. But I feel like I've missed out on a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. I would be sad about that too. But I mean, there is some benefit perhaps to not. I mean, I don't want to spin it and say there's a benefit to not having your mother around because that's stupid. But
It'd
also, at
make it
least
easier to run off with the circus.
that's true, and at least the adults that were traumatizing you as you were growing up were not your parents.
I mean, they
So
weren't particularly traumatizing me. You know, they were nice, just kind of boring.
don't all caretakers traumatize their children at some point, though? Do you think about it?
I don't know, I was kind of an independent kid. Just did what I wanted.
Must be nice. Well, yes, I suppose I also had a boring childhood. Oh.
And your parents don't approve of what you're doing either.
Precisely. Yes,
So
they
much in
are.
common.
True. I didn't realize that your mother didn't approve.
Well, it depends on what part of my life you're talking about.
Okay, so the circus,
She was
the
okay with that.
dancing, she's okay with that. But
Yeah.
going off with a rugged band of strange men.
No, I think she's actually quite proud of me for that one.
Your foray into the dark magical arts.
Perhaps worried but not disappointed.
Then what?
She's a little bit pissed at me because I fell in love.
Oh dear. Yes. That's tough. When did that happen?
A really long time ago. I feel like I'd have to check my backstory to be sure.
So is it
Anyway.
you fell in love with?
It was a couple years.
What am I, 24, 25?
Yeah, you're
How
young.
old am I? Yeah, but it was 18, so
decades.
it's been like
Oh.
5 years. And with an
Well,
older woman too.
but if it's been that long, you would think your mother would have gotten over it, no?
No, I mean, I don't entirely blame her because all it's brought in me is like despair. So I think perhaps she was trying to save me from that.
That's fair. I think that's what parents try to do generally, but if you've been this persistent, might as well be time for her to give up.
You know, Prospero, this sounds like an excellent conversation to have with her, like during pillow talk, Maybe just sit in there that,
You see,
like...
unlike you, I don't have a penchant for older women. But perhaps one day.
Alright.
I'm not saying older is not attractive. I'm just at a different phase of my life right now.
Backpedaling?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm mommed enough by everyone else that I don't really want to be mommed by my partner,
I'll be honest with you. I don't think she's like that. In that way.
It's just too weird, Vespa. I'm sorry. It's just too weird. Knowing the people we travel with, knowing that your mother seems to be a very non-committal, no-strings-attached type of person, knowing what I know about myself, right now it could never work.
You know, I think you might be wrong. I think in this case, all strings are attached.
What do you mean?
You know, it's probably best that you just avoid her.
Oh dear. All right.
Don't really know.
She doesn't like me, does she?
Oh, I think she thinks you're a great deal of fun to play with.
Mm. Yes. Well, even though I'm not technically a human being, I would like to be treated with some dignity, you know. Just a touch.
Alright. Forget I said anything.
I'll never understand why you want me to sleep with your mother so badly, but maybe one day I will.
Call it idle curiosity.
Well, enjoy the book.
Which one?
The one I just gave you. The one we
Ah.
swapped.
Particularly chapter 5?
Particularly chapter 5. I might have earmarked it for you. And underlined a few phrases, so, just ignore that.
Alright. Bye?
Bye.
Are you leaving?
I'm just gonna go for a little walk.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Both walk back home the same direction.
Yeah, you guys just bye, and then just turn in the same direction. Yeah. Hate when that happens, dude. Alrighty, well, we will end it there.
It's quite the conversation to head off of.
Why do you want me to sleep with your mother
Fuck
so
me, Mom!
badly? Prospero
No!
2021.
Saving myself for Crenshaw.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, yes, oh dear. Alright. Well, we shall end it there.
Good notes, everyone.
Pick up next week with everyone going in different directions, as is about right. Nice, we love it.
I gotta say, I was losing my shit at the end when, Prospero said, like, I earmarked the book, and I'm just imagining someone going through rom-com, or underline some words, going through a rom-com book, and finding, like, the centaur's got a large, like, the largest penis to size ratio, and just underlined.
Write that down.
Absolutely, that is the content
Highlighted.
that we came for.
I'm just like sitting there like, oh my god.
I better stop the stream now.
Oh no, my stream is still going. I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh god, it's going strong.
It was actually a satyr, not a centaur. Centaurs just have a horse penis.
Oh, fair.
That's where we